for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable. Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
WKGN 1340.
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3:03 on your Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning into the program on this rainy Thursday alongside Bob and Bear, Walker Smith, back in the friendly confines of the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. And all I could say is it's a good thing we don't have a live show on the patio anywhere today.
No, there's some kind of cyclonic activity that happened. Typhoons.
I mean, this today, driving to work, was, I'm pretty sure, the first time in my life that I've ever been scared for my own safety.
In weather?
I was just stopped on Dutchtown Road coming out around about 2:15, 2:20, driving to the station, and traffic was just stopped. I mean, trees blowing sideways, rain so hard and thick you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. Hail, and people are just stopped because you can't see.
Yeah, I was in the same thing.
And I know there's a tornado warning, so I'm just praying, man. I was shaking. I had the adrenaline. Am I about to get blown away like Dorothy? Am I about to go to the Lollipop Guild here? I mean, it was scary.
God. I mean, it took me an hour to get here. It was almost as scary is when me and you, when I showed up for the snow day last year, when I was the only one who showed up, and you sent me home.
Well, I was having lunch with a friend. And we were at Carolina Ale House, and I noticed it said, I got the weather alert from the Weather Channel, tornado warning until 1:30, and I didn't notice until 1:30. And I'll look out the window. I was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty gnarly out there. But then I drove home, and it was fine. So I'm thinking, okay, it's over. And then I get in my car a little after 2 p.m. and making the short drive over to the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios, thinking it's
glacial,
thinking I'm fine. And as soon as I got on Dutchtown, all hell broke loose, man. I'm not lying, Bob, when I tell you I was a little shook, man. The adrenaline was rushing through. I was worried, man. I'm praying. I'm hitting up Jesus, Allah, Vishnu, everybody. Oh Lord, please get me through this. I'll never sin again. All that stuff. I'll probably sin again. Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
Do you not have a hard time, Bob?
No, I mean, look, I grew up tornado central, man. So
do we sound soft right now?
a little soft.
I mean, your car is designed to drive up the side of Everest, Bob. I will point that out.
Yeah, I will tell you, though, I said this to Russ before the show started. I did call an audible and pulled in under the overhang at a gas station and just hung for a while because I could feel the hail coming down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
I've
so
had
I
a
was
car
like,
destroyed by hail. It
Yeah,
sucks.
so have I.
I didn't even check for any hail damage. It wasn't that big. The hail never got that big.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm a little triggered by that because I did lose a car to hail damage. Remember that big storm? It was like back in 2010.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was spring of 2000 and either 11.
Yeah, that was it. It was so that was it though. And just, man, people start driving like they're bananas too, because everybody's kind of got the same mindset. Like, I got to get under cover. I've got to get near a tree. Somebody pulled up by the median right by Carolina Ale right there on Kingston Pike and Cedar Bluff. They pulled up on the median so they could be under a tree. Yeah. But I mean,
that's where you want to be in a tornado.
What kind of moron was that?
I know. I was just like, and they were still hanging out on the street a little too. So it's not, you could also get clipped by a car blowing by or something. I don't know.
I made it to Weigel's like you. And
yeah.
Or, that's where I ended up. Weigel's over there on Lovell. And I mean, because you couldn't see everybody in my little pack that got caught in it. Everybody turned on their hazard lights. So you could see. I mean, you could, but then I realized I can't see the person in front of me's hazard lights anymore.
Yeah.
And then I saw Weigel's right there next to me and just rolled on in there.
Yeah, man, it's wild. Hey, and it's still coming down right now. So y'all be careful if you're out and about driving around, listening to the show here this afternoon.
One last thing about apparently Pellissippi State's closed. They've sent all their students home.
Yeah, it's a mess out there, man.
On the live chat, Hijack Wife says, I would say Russell is experiencing what Bama is right now. the panic is
the
real.
Storm, yes.
Love it.
The
Nick Saban's
everybody's looking for shelter from the storm.
Roll down Tide.
Big show this afternoon. Coming up here in just a minute, Trey Wallace is going to join the show from Outkick. We'll get his thoughts on the Alabama debacle that's going on right now down there in T-Town. Also, Tennessee, as we get ready for ETSU on Saturday, and really turning our attention to what's coming up. I guess 9 days from now, the Georgia Bulldogs come to town. And
G-Day.
Yeah, the build-up for that's going to be pretty intense, I would say, next week. Can't imagine it. We got to go take care of business, though, with the Bucks, right?
I mean, are you worried about that? I say we start the build-up now.
No, but I mean, let's not mess around. Let's go drop 50 or 60 on them and get nobody hurt.
Agreed.
Get ready for the Dogs.
Agreed. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to go open lines, take as many of your phone calls as possible. We got a Rocky Top report. We're going to hear from Joey Halsley, Tennessee offensive coordinator, on the show today. And then in hour number 3, special treat for you. Sir Anthony of House Vitello set to join the show towards the end of the program today. So we'll talk football with the head baseball coach.
I've got a quick question for you about that. You're not going to do the deal where you're really wanting to ask him a question, but you don't want to ask him because it might get under his skin. And then you go ahead and ask him and say, Bear one.
I hadn't planned on it, but now that you bring it up, yeah, I'll try and work one of those in for you.
You ever seen that Saturday Night Live skit back in the day with Chris Farley when he interviewed?
That was awesome.
That's going to be my first thing with
Hey, Tony, you remember when you beat Texas A&M? You remember when you won the national championship? Yeah, Bob, I do. I was in the dugout.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And that'll be it. Back to you, Russ.
Well, it's your first time on with Tony Vitello. I mean, I know he's no Rick Barnes, but
yeah, well,
your first opportunity to rub elbows with the greatness here on the drive.
I feel like you have to have your head on a swivel with. I feel like you would with Barnes.
Yeah, except Rick is loquacious, a lot of words. So you got some time to, you know what I mean. But he could hit you with anything. I mean, again, I
can't wait to ask Barnes about you.
About Bob?
Yeah.
About me?
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
It's like, what's it like being Bob's neighbor? The world wants to know. I mean, are you guys out barbecuing together? Like you're coming over, knocking on his door at 10 p.m. tonight, asking to borrow a cup of sugar? I mean,
So like
Barnes comes home, Bob's in his pool on a floaty. He's like, hey, coach.
You know what's
you got a pool, Bob?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, does that surprise you? I mean,
No, but I
Baskerville,
mean, it's
like-
just confirmed now. Is that what you
You
feel like?
should
You
not
look
have
at
let
your-
Bear know that, Bob.
pool
You just
rat.
opened up a door that cannot be shut, my friend.
It's above ground. Should I say that?
So you think that's going to stop Bear? He's going to
Yeah.
be showing up on your doorstep with the
It's not.
Towel.
the floaties, a towel, all the sunscreen you can put on, buddy.
2 cases of beer. Rick Butler.
Hey, Bob,
Cody
I can't
McClure.
get the middle of my back. Can you help me out here?
It'd be funny. There's no Baskervilles out there during that pool session. We'll just all head somewhere else.
Just look out your back window and
Yeah.
see your wife. Is he ever going to leave, Bob?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've got the Crown Pick of the Week contest is up live for you talk about 50 or 60. That's the one thing I do like about these games is the Crown Pick of the Week is always funny. Like sometimes people will nail it for an Alabama game, a Georgia game, Florida, something like that, because the scores are generally normal scores, but you're going to get everything this week from Tennessee will win 42-0 to Tennessee will win 63-17. Like, so it'll be some wide score variance. Go to facebook.com/The Drive with Russell Smith. Give us your score prediction for Tennessee and ETSU. Closest prediction wins fabulous gifts and prizes from Crown Cleaners, the Pizza Kitchen, and Fan Run Radio. Check out crowncleaners.com to find the location nearest you. It's Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence. When we continue, Trey Wallace from Outkick joins the festivities. Keep it tuned right here. You're listening to Fan Run Radio, and we're back with more right after this.
The Drive.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue. Located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park, Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134 for directions and to look at the rest of the menu. Visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Is your smile ready for the spotlight? Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco, and at Knoxville Smiles, we make every visit a reason to smile. From routine cleanings to dazzling cosmetic treatments, our experienced team uses the latest technology to keep your teeth healthy and your smile bright. With a warm, welcoming atmosphere and personalized care, we're here to make sure you leave feeling your best. Don't wait. Your perfect smile is just a call away. Book your appointment today at 865-539-1776 or online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Good afternoon. It's been pretty busy out here and active with all this weather moving. Alcoa Highway southbound. All that traffic this time of day headed back out towards
You guys got me?
Fan Run Radio, the drive continues. Russell, Bear, and Bob back with you on a rainy Thursday afternoon, and pleased to be joined by our good friend Trey Wallace of Outkick. Good afternoon, Trey. How are you, sir?
I'm good, guys. I'm good. It's good to be on with y'all on this ugly day where it's thundering like crazy. And yeah, college football upcoming this weekend. Congrats to all the NFL fans that made it. And I just so happened to come on 10 minutes after massive news breaks in the college football world. So crazy enough.
I'm missing that. What massive news just broke 10 minutes ago?
We are headed towards one transfer portal period starting in December.
Breaking news on the drive this afternoon. By God, it's been a while.
Yep, there you go. You got it. Yeah, the NCAA Oversight Committee, they did vote today. Now they voted on this. Now it just has to get approval, but we all know it will get approval. It's got to have approval in the next 4 weeks for it to go into place in December. But pretty much what happens is we're only going to get one portal period. That will happen in the wintertime. The spring portal period will be excommunicated. It is gone. No longer be a part of college athletics.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was trending that way for a long time. And obviously the coaches were being driven insane by it. So, I mean, every other sport has one transfer portal. I mean, this makes sense.
No, it did. Well, it does. It's been long enough. We've waited long enough for something like this. I think that, being at some of these conventions over the summer and in the spring, a lot of assistant coaches are agitated by where we were at right now. And I think that in the long run too, looking at this, I think at the same time, this is really good for the sport, man. Like, no longer will coaches have to worry about a Nico situation. No more, in the springtime where all of a sudden you're going through and then another school hops in, says, by the way, we can offer you a different situation. Nico's case was a little bit different.
Hey, Trey, let me jump in here for a minute. I'm being told we can't hear you. We appreciate you experimenting with the video thing, but we're going to call you on what us old timers refer to as a phone line. Get back up with Trey Wallace here. But yeah, breaking news, Bob, Tennessee or the NCAA, passing the one transfer portal limit for one transfer portal period for college football.
Yeah, I mean, for working media guys like Trey, this is going to make life easier too, because I mean, just we pull our hair out as fans and commentators on it, but man, if you actually have to cover it and write about it, it just is added to the chaos that we've been experiencing. I'm hopeful that this is one step towards normalcy.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's pretty good content for some of those national guys in the spring when little is happening.
I don't disagree, but it feels to me like it gives the student athletes even more of a hammer to use, and it's got to be frustrating if you're trying to, again, create some continuity with your program.
I think we've got Trey on the phone right now. Trey, sorry about that, buddy. Appreciate you being our guinea pig there. We'll work out the kinks, but we were just Bob and I were just discussing, like, as a reporter, do you like that? I mean, that spring transfer period was good content for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun content, but at the end of the day, it was driving everybody crazy in the sport. I mean, goodness gracious, it was bad weather outside. It was driving everybody crazy in this sport, guys. And you had assistant coaches that were freaking out about what rosters were going to look like, head coaches as well. You had this during the college football playoff, guys, where, even Josh Heupel, went through this, where you're having to prepare for the playoff game, but also at the same time, you got players in your current roster that are fielding offers from other schools. So I think this is going to put an end to some of this, but also I think this is going to lead to lawsuits, because now you're telling players, okay, well, after however many years it's been, the transfer portals had 2 periods. Now you're telling me that I can only leave this school during the winter period, during 20 days during the winter? No, I don't. As many lawsuits as we've seen, I think this is probably something else that stirs up around college football. So either way, it's good for the coaches, good for the schools and whatnot, but I still think there's going to be some backlash from the athletes. I mean, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but.
Oh, I'm sure it'll go to court sooner or later.
I wonder though, the past several cases that have made it up there, including Zakai's, I feel like the judges in these proceedings are not just rubber stamping everything the players are suing for anymore. And I wonder if they say, look, we have a period on the calendar where you can do this. They may not have I don't know what word you'd call it, but they may not have anything to go to court on.
Right. Well, that's where it's going to get interesting, Bear, because you're not preventing them from like making money per se. Obviously another team can come along and offer somebody a decent amount of money to leave. Maybe it would get crazy, like we've seen the numbers that have come out, during the winter period, during even the spring period. But are you hampering their ability to be able to make money? And I think that's where it could get a little bit tricky, because if you're telling somebody they can't leave a school and they got to sit out a year, that's where I'm curious where this goes to from here, because there's so many different ways I think this could turn. But overall, at the end of the day, guys, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Let's jump back to the games at hand, Trey, and I want to get your take. What DEFCON level are you reading the situation at Alabama to be? Is it DEFCON 1? Are we overreacting, or do we think it's that intense?
And after talking to folks back in my home state, some boosters, season ticket holders, some folks that are very involved in that university, they're freaking out right now. They're freaking out. I can't say that I blame them, but I mean, how many other schools around the country have gone through crap years? After maybe you lose a coach, or you just go through a couple crap years just because your program might be done. Look at Clemson. There's a different scenario going on at Alabama, though. There are a number of folks at Alabama that don't feel like Kalen DeBoer can coach in the SEC and coach in the South. I don't want to jump to that conclusion yet, guys, but at the same time, I saw the effort on the field last Saturday. I've spoken to enough people in Tuscaloosa over the last 5 days. They're more worried about what's going to happen in week 4 and week 5. And if they get embarrassed in Athens, Georgia in 2 weeks, I'm just telling you, there are folks around that program. You guys know this. You know how it runs at big programs. They're not going to stand for it. And I promise you, no buyout's going to get in the way of firing Kalen DeBoer. That's why they had that thing on a payment plan. It can be done monthly. There's a reason why that's in the contract. So they're freaking out. And they're freaking out because of how bad they looked in the trenches, where the effort lacked. It wasn't Ty Simpson's fault they lost that game. It just came down to defense and offense and being able to read what the opposing team's doing. And, man, they struggled.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm an Alabama fan or an Alabama administrator, like I'm looking at it, we have the second most talented roster in the country, according to the 247 talent composite. We got 50 four-star guys on our roster, 14 5-stars. We should be big fate. We should still be murdering people, right? So if I'm in that camp, I'm looking at it's like, if things continue to go poorly this year, we lose 4 or 5 games, how can you not afford to make a coaching change? Because if you continue to let this guy drive it into the ground, by the time you do, you're forced to make a change after 3 or 4 years, like a normal school would, then all of a sudden, how far down that list do you fall in terms of overall talent, and the next guy's got to rebuild? Like if you boot that guy this year and you bring in a competent coach, maybe he can hold it together and keep things afloat. But if you wait too long, all of a sudden you got a total rebuild. And at that point, everything Saban has built for 20 years is gone. And wouldn't that be terrible?
Think about the time it would take, brother. Like think about that. Think about the time it would take. What's the phrase everybody uses in Tennessee when it comes to Bruce Pearl? I'm not saying he's a legend, but you don't want to follow the legend. You want to be the guy that follows the guy that got fired after the legend. I just think Kalen DeBoer maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew. But at the same time, this is Alabama's fault. Alabama went out and hired him. Alabama thought this was going to work. Alabama thought that, okay, let's bring in somebody from the University of Washington. Doesn't really have any ties to the South. Let's bring him in and let's have him do control our recruiting. Being able to put a product on the field, relate to the folks. I think everything has changed so much with the transfer portal and NIL. I could go on and on about that. That they thought they could just go out and hire somebody who was just, they think, the best coach out there, period. No matter if he doesn't have experience in the South, no matter if he doesn't have experience, recruiting this part of the country. I think they screwed up. And I think you got a lot of people that are starting to figure that out now. I'm not saying, Kevin, he's not a bad football coach. He's a good football coach. Yeah, he led Texas to the national championship game. I know how that didn't, but he said he led Texas to the national championship game. Washington. What I am saying, Washington. And so, I'm sorry, I had arts on my mind.
You're getting Sark. You're crossing streams there.
Well, and what happens is, guys, is that when you sign a contract like he did as well, where, sure, you can throw out the $68 million number all you want, but that doesn't come into play right now in college athletics. It might at Kentucky, because are you going to go spend $37 million? And by the way, over half of that is due within 30 days to Mark Stoops? Or do you set up these contracts like they got right now with Kalen DeBoer, where you can be paid out over a certain period of time, and we're not killing our athletic department? You're going to start seeing more of these now.
That's still a pretty substantial amount coming out of your.
As Bob noted yesterday, it's not a lump sum, right, Bob? It's basically
that's what Trey was saying too. It's installments basically. It was smart. It was smart because you can at least load balance it a little bit. Not like Kentucky, who's already dug such a deep ditch. But
they got 60 days on his. It's 2 months. Yeah, 2 months.
Maybe, I don't know.
On Stoops.
They wanted he's got to be paid. He's got to be paid within 30 days. You got to be paid half of it within 30. And then they got to come up with the other half, if I'm not mistaken, in 3 months. In Alabama, it's different.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer would make around about $800,000 every month until 2031, if I'm not mistaken.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you were just a second ago, Trey. You were talking about the fit and all that. I mean, Nick Saban was a West Virginia guy, but I mean, he'd been coaching at Michigan State. He did spend some time at LSU, but I always go back to when people start talking, since I've known Russell, when people start talking about a good fit. And I think back to what Russell said, Bruce Pearl wasn't, I mean, what kind of fit was Bruce Pearl? He was a little Jewish guy, Yankee. It's winning. Can you win or not?
And he showed that when it comes to some of these big games, he's having a hard time winning. Think of it last year. He went to Oklahoma and won. Went to Oklahoma and lost, but then beat the heck out of LSU. Like, what are we doing here? Like, how is that possible? And so I'm just looking at this thing overall. He's got enough talent on his roster to turn it around, but what I saw on Saturday has got a lot more to do with effort, scheme, your players lining up in the right gaps compared to what's going on with recruiting. And that's where I kind of stand on this thing. That's where I think we got problems. They do.
Which situation appears worse at the moment to you then? Is it Alabama, or is it the money that they just spent at North Carolina for Bill Belichick, and one game in, man, that looked pretty ugly after that opening drive for the Tar Heels. And they've given that guy total control, paying him a ton of money. They've set up the bloodlines for, his son, presumably, to succeed him. That thing feels like that could get messier than it already was.
Bob, I don't know about you, but shame on Bill Belichick for doing that to North Carolina.
I agree.
Like, How is North Carolina going to turn down Bill Belichick if he says he wants the job? But Bill Belichick should have known that, man, okay, I was really bad my last 5 years without Tom Brady. I've never coached college football before. I don't know what it's like coaching 18 to 21-year-old kids. I've never dealt with the transfer portal before. I don't want these kids coming to my office crying about what's going back home with their mama and daddy. And also at the same time, you're bringing in your 2 kids to help run the team. They got rid of the whole damn organization in North Carolina. He brought in his own staff. I mean, they didn't have folks over there that could handle catering. He got rid of so many people. And so you look at it, shame on Belichick, man. Like, you're cashing $10 million checks. You got a 24-year-old girlfriend that does not know how to be a public figure. I think it's a mess. I think it's a clown show. I think that they could have done better. North Carolina is a basketball school, and I get it. But at the same time, it wasn't all that bad with Mac Brown. And now you had people turning that game off at halftime, and the highlight of night against TCU was Kirk Herbstreit's damn dog putting on a headphone in the fourth quarter. A headset. So, like, that's where your program's at. Your post-game press conference was terrible. You're surrounded by balloons. It looked like a recruiting event. And you're up there answering these questions in the most simplest form possible. Like, he's just not a college guy, man. I'm sorry. And Michael Lombardi is GM. He can try to put together a roster all he wants. But at the end of the day, you're bringing in players that are like, all right, let me go play for Belichick. I'll take a cut on my deal. Not going to make as much money. That's fine, but it's Bill Belichick. How long do we really think Bill Belichick is going to be at North Carolina? Because I'm putting the over-under at 2 years now. If they come out and continue crapping the bed, and say that game is close this weekend at Charlotte. I'm not talking about the Panthers. So I'm just saying, like, a dose of reality is also going to hit them because they just went from prime time on ESPN on Labor Day night. They're going to ESPN Plus Saturday evening. So, like, this whole Belichick thing, and that's the other thing, too, like, it's nothing like what Dion did. North Carolina doesn't have Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders to drive ratings and to get people to tune in. North Carolina's got Gio Lopez, who Bill Belichick stole from my South Alabama Jaguars last season. That's what they got to sell the program on. So this is going to be a long year for North Carolina. I think it was a real stupid move for Bill Belichick to come to college football. I think it was an even dumber move for North Carolina to think, okay, this is going to work. They could have went out and hired 5 different coaches that have probably turned that program around in the same time period that Bill Belichick might be able to do it. And they probably would have done it without having to go replace 70 players on their roster. So I have no sympathy for anybody at North Carolina. They brought this on themselves, and they were standing right in front of me. I tell them the same darn thing.
Hey, Trey, I know you got to run. You and Clay Travis have a meeting with Trump or something that you got to get to.
You're such an ass.
I'm trying to build you up here,
Wait just a minute, Trey.
I'm trying to be. I'm just joking.
Easy.
I do have a bone to pick with you real quickly before you go.
Pick away, buddy.
You, what's up with you cozying up to enemy of the state Connor Stallions on your little podcast there?
Yeah, so I had that one lined up for a while. I honestly thought he would back out. He didn't. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to know what life was like after everything broke. Like it wasn't.
You're not buying this package he's selling about Cockgate not being real, are you?
Cockgate.
You're smarter than that, right, Trey?
Cockgate.
I'll say this. Tennessee, from what I've investigated and reported, Tennessee was not the only. I'm not saying Tennessee was. Okay. But
Clemson got it too.
Tennessee wasn't the only SEC school. Georgia was also on his master chart as well of schools that they sent people to watch.
Yeah, but he actively used that information so that they could manipulate the college football playoffs.
You think they sent that information to TCU, and that's how they beat Georgia?
Got beat 63-5.
Or no? What am I thinking?
No,
who was
TCU coach completely changed everything.
Yes,
and suddenly, and TCU drilled their eyes shut.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey,
don't take it as cozying up or anything like that. It was a fun interview. I got to do that. You know that. So
you don't have to act so friendly.
Bigger moment for you: the selfie with McConaughey or the interview with Connor Stallions?
Oh, forget Connor Stallions, man. Matthew McConaughey. Connor Stallions is old news. No,
I mean, you've been on a roll here.
That was a big day for McConaughey.
Wallace's. Bubba won the Brickyard. Trey met McConaughey. And then you betrayed the drive by cozying up to Connor Stallions in the midst of Cockgate.
Well, McConaughey met Trey. You got that
right,
the other way around there, buddy. It's not every day.
His book. He didn't sign my book.
All right, Trey. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Boys, I love you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Love you
I
too,
really
man.
appreciate it. Sorry about the crap weather. So thank you guys.
See you, buddy.
Trey Wallace of Outkick.
Good old Trey.
His career's really blossomed ever since he got out of the vice-like grip of Baskerville and RTI.
He was a problem.
Also us. I mean, I've never met a guy that's got more nicknames than that guy.
Man, I think we lit a fuse when we asked about North Carolina. I forgot that Belichick poached his quarterback from South Alabama.
Think it's a little personal?
It's a little personal, I think.
That quarterback doesn't look very good. He might should have stayed at South Alabama.
Yeah.
Been better off. And he's got Jordan.
Probably wouldn't be as wealthy.
Him.
Yeah. Yeah.
New quarterback coach, Jordan.
Take a quick break here. Tony Vitello coming up in hour number 3. It's a jam-packed edition of The Drive. We'll open up the phone lines to you. 865-966-3435. If you want to get on board, call or text the show, 865-966-3435. It's Fan Run Radio, and we're back with more right after this.
The Drive. Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth Only Drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at bonowshouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
Good afternoon. Watching it build even more now with that volume on 275 northbound, especially here up by High School. As you continue north of Knoxville, that's gotten heavier. We've had to dive some rain showers up through there earlier on 75 throughout Anderson, throughout Campbell County as well. Rain is in the area, so give yourself a little bit of extra travel time. Fountain City Jewelers, your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Stop by and see Mark Enix right now at Fountain City Jewelers right next to Litton's. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Commander Chuck will keep us abreast of everything going on out there. Those of you listening on the roadways this afternoon in East Tennessee, please proceed with caution as it has been wet and wild outside, to put it mildly. As we get back to it here this afternoon on The Drive, Trey Wallace with an impassioned performance on the show here today. And I tell you what, this recruiting thing is interesting. You know, Tennessee feeling itself with all the momentum on the recruiting trail here of late. And then this one came, you talk about coming out of left field. 4-star offensive tackle J.B. Shabazz, who just committed to Tennessee a month or two ago. We were all pretty stoked to get his mammoth guy, 6'6", 300-pounder out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Picked Tennessee over Ohio State and South Carolina at the time of his initial commitment. He flips today from Tennessee to North Carolina?
Kind of feels weird, man.
Kind of feels weird. Feels very weird.
I'm not even talking about North Carolina. Just the fact, I mean, we've been on such a heater. We actually have somebody flipping away from us. It's
yeah, I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should say, no, you're not flipping. We don't want you. that's what.
I mean, you think it was just he's a Carolina kid. He wants to stay closer to home.
Well, that is the word on the street, that Carolina came in with a bigger offer and Tennessee declined to match. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, we did get Kamari Blair out of Clarksville last week, so I mean that's a big feather in our cap. Offensive line recruiting seems to be going well. I'm not going to go crazy over this. I mean, again, it's I think it is the North Carolina thing for me, Bob. It's like we just talked about with Trey. I mean,
yeah.
We shouldn't overreact to one game for Belichick, just as we shouldn't react to one bad game for Arch Manning, just as we shouldn't overreact to one good game for Joey Aguilar. But it definitely seems like Tennessee's on the come up, has been very solid, stable situation. And the Belichick thing seems, I mean, the next really good thing that happens for them will be the first since he's been there.
Yeah, and you're right. Because I'm one of the first ones that would overreact on this whole situation with Belichick. But we also talked about this, I think, last week when we said, what does success look like for Bill Belichick in his first season at North Carolina? And we were all saying, like, 7-5, 8-4 bowl game. That's still very attainable for them. Their schedule is not that hard. But I think it was all the pomp and circumstance of that opener, the way ESPN treated it, with all the, distinguished alums of North Carolina and the Patriots showing up and everything else, the Jordan rub, that sounds weird, but all of it, it just, I think, sets everybody up for, man, we were expecting a big, show out and you guys got blown out.
And Trey makes a good comment about them playing Charlotte, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that in Chapel Bill?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Wonder about these.
What you call it?
Chapel Bill.
Huh.
You haven't heard that?
Oh,
that's been one of the buzz terms. By the way, on the live chat, Cole mentioned this earlier while Trey was on his rant. He said, the optics were bad about how it was built up and the hype train derailing, but was it much worse than any other first game program rebuilds? I'm expecting UNC to be average first year, like any head coach. Colorado kind of went the other way, right? With Deion, they won their first 4 and then lost 8 in a row.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think there's a lot to be told there, but back to Shabazz, you got to believe it's just you got to believe he just wanted to be closer to home. Not like he was going to the opposite side of the country either, coming to Tennessee.
I choose to believe he got paid. North Carolina is desperate. They know they can't beat us and the Ohio States of the world for the 5-star guys, so they've got to go in and spend what money they do have on the in-state guys that they think are good prospects.
And boy, they've been touting that they have money. They've been saying it, so could very well be the case.
They're not showing up on the field just yet. 865-966-3435. Texter writes, Russell asked Tony about the move to Adidas. He has an opinion and a story about that. Look, I mean, we've got a laundry list of things to ask Coach Vitello coming up here in hour number 3. Maybe we'll ask about Adidas. It's not near the top of my list. Like, what do you expect him to say? He's not going to get on here and say anything, but we support the administration. We're excited about it, all that stuff. And that's as it should be, man. I'm not going to argue with Coach Vitello about Nike and Adidas or anything like that. I don't think that, if there is a detrimental side to the Adidas thing, and that's everybody has their opinions to that. Obviously, the sport I would expect it to be felt least in is baseball. I mean, Texas A&M has done fine in their Adidas uniforms, so I don't see anything like that stopping that train from rolling.
No, I think baseball. We've talked about that. I think baseball's like the most seamless transition, like uniform wise and everything else with Adidas. Everything we've seen, Sam and I talked about that on the old show. We thought baseball, they might have a better offering than Nike in some instances.
I think the number one, I'm not sure if it's point guard or just number one guard in next year's class that we're battling it out with Duke and North Carolina for is an Adidas kid.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that works out in all these sports. The other thing that, of course, Penn State going to Adidas, which is big, and there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of rumblings about USC and LSU.
Yeah.
So some changes have been going on with Nike and their leadership. They are funneling more of their money towards just signing the big pro athletes and athletes in college who they want to sign once they go pro. And Adidas is taking a different, like they're trying to get, their strategy is more, hey, let's get the college kids to, let's get the players at Tennessee, at Florida or Miami, Texas A&M, let's get them in our gear, and hopefully, they're going after the other kids on campus. There's just the regular students who they're hoping will see their classmates that they love in this Adidas gear and start selling it that way. So it's kind of two different corporate strategies right now that are in collision with each other. We'll see what pays dividends. I do think as a vocal detractor from it, I do think it's best for Tennessee. I know some people were, I thought we were the flagship school. What happens if they get all these other big teams? Look, I think it's better for Tennessee. This will smooth things over. The more, elite brands that are associated with Adidas, I think the less it will be looked at as, hey, you're saddling up with number 2.
I think it's just a signal that Adidas is going all in, man. They've Lord knows they must have just decided they were going to divide up an enormous part of their marketing budget and partnership budget to go this route. I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
Let's get Phil in here, our first caller of the day. Good afternoon, Phil. You're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
What do you say, Debbie?
What's up, Philly?
I think Adidas is getting Penn State now, too.
Yes, they are.
So they're snatching some big-time football powers, ain't they?
Yeah, and the other one I'll be interested to see, we saw South Carolina and Auburn leave Under Armour, and at this point, Notre Dame is their only big brand. I wonder if, Adidas was with Notre Dame at one point. They were with Michigan at one point. I wonder if Adidas might go back after the Fighting Irish.
You're right. After Notre Dame, I think it drops to Maryland, and they're the
founder went there or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I see there's going to be a lot of basketball recruits that Duke exhibition game.
Oh yeah. Think so. Did you know much, Phil, about this kid that we lost to Purdue? I mean, he was just a target. He wasn't a commit here, obviously. This
the kid from Greenville?
Yeah. No. This was Now I've lost it now. He was
he's from Nebraska.
Yeah, he was from Kearney and went to prep school in Indiana, but Tennessee had him. They had their sights on him at least coming and visiting, and he's bypassing that.
Well, I'd be happy to just get Miles Sadler for point guard. They need to get a point guard. It's the most needed thing over there for the following year.
Yeah. Do you see the whole like feeding frenzy that's going on now with these? I point this to Phil or you, Russ, that like the other day it was like Pope and Pat Kelsey. They were both like at this recruit. I forget which one it was. They were at his house, like waiting in line for when the window officially opened for visits. They were both there.
Pope and Kelsey just chilling, huh?
Just chilling. Yeah, and then they're saying
who got to go in first.
I don't know. And they're saying the same thing about this Darren Rippey kid that Tennessee's in on, that there's just a lineup. You know, like Barnes went on the road for that visit, which tells you something.
That's bizarre, man. Will you just flip a coin?
I don't know.
Fight?
Who's the guard that says he's not going to visit Duke or Kansas? Tennessee might have a legitimate shot of getting that guy. I just saw it on the internet a few minutes ago. I can't remember the kid's name.
Rippey, you talking about him?
That might be him. I don't know.
Yeah, 5-star point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in New Jersey, plays, goes to school there. But Barnes went and saw him yesterday. And then they say here that Texas visited, Duke visited today, Kentucky visits today. I mean, we're rolling in some high cotton, man, as far as targets. We just got to get them.
Yeah, but he's not. So, Phil, you saw he's not going to visit Duke officially or unofficially?
If I'm not totally sure that's the guy, but it's on the UT's site, on the Tennessee basketball. It's on there. So.
I'll be honest. I feel like in the age of the transfer portal, and I'm not poo-pooing. It's great that we have all these great prospects coming, but I'm just so disconnected from what's going on in basketball recruiting. I used to follow that religiously. And you start hearing about these guys their freshman year in high school, and you'd follow these epic recruitments for 4 or 5 years, and I don't know who any of these guys are that we're talking about.
Yeah, you could say the same thing about football recruiting, because I think if I was running a football team, I'd go into the portal and get a good quarterback that's already ready instead of letting them sit over there and learn the system and all that.
No, I've been saying it for months now, Phil. If Joey Aguilar has a great year, almost certainly one of either McIntyre or Merklinger will transfer, and you bring in Faison Brandon. You can't go into next year with just 2 scholarship quarterbacks. And if I'm Heupel, if Aguilar does really well this year, I'm going back to the portal and trying to find a 1-year rental that, probably McIntyre and Brandon, if I had to guess, can learn behind from a year and then have the competition between those 2 prospects for 2027, because I'm not super excited about going into with an 2026 with an untrusted QB. And if you see Aguilar succeed this year and you saw Hooker succeed the way he did, go find yourself a veteran, man. Go find a guy that can run the system, come in and keep that seat warm for a year, and then let the kids take over. Because we saw a kid play last year, and it was okay with Nico, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah, it's just average. One more thing. Who's West going to lose to Friday night?
Come on, Phil. That's not nice.
I think
How
they're
about
going to
them
get up.
Rebels?
That's not nice.
41-7. Beautiful.
Phil, please, just go on. Just go. You don't have to hang on. You made your point. You don't have to linger.
He was hanging on the rim a little bit.
Like Dolores O'Riordan said, do you have to let it linger?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a Cranberries reference.
Yeah, I know.
Great tune. Great.
You guys are playing
Walker doesn't know.
I know that song.
You know the Cranberries?
I know that song.
You're playing the Central Bobcats.
What a great tune.
Yep, I'll be there.
At Central?
Yep.
Over there off Jacksboro Pike?
Yep.
Okay. Is that Joel Helton Field?
I don't know what the field's called.
We just got to listen for West High School, still a championship DNA, a championship pedigree. We will get better 1 week at a time. And we might take some lumps this year. It's been a tumultuous offseason. Not getting to play that first game against Bearden really hurt.
Come on, man. You think playing Bearden was going to You all wouldn't have gotten beat 41-7 by Maryville?
I don't know that we win the game. I don't think we get smoked like that. When they say you make your most improvement, any coach will tell you from game 1 to game 2. And Maryville they jumped right in against Alcoa. And you're playing a football game against one of the best teams in the state. And West is basically making their debut against a team that's already going.
I mean, they were definitely pissed too.
I think it mattered.
After that showing they had against Alcoa.
Well, we're pissed. And the Bobcats are going to feel it tomorrow, Walker. You're going to feel this.
I'll let you know how it goes.
You're going to feel it. Oh, yeah. You won't have to let me know. I'll know. I'll tell you how it went, big boy. Hour number 2 of the drive coming up. It's Fan Run Radio. Stay with us.
The Drive. North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
The voluntary reaction.
This football season, tune in to Big Orange Country's post-game radio free-for-all, The Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. We'll be live on the Fan Run Radio app as soon as every UT game is over, taking your calls and breaking down the game to levels that can only be described as beyond scientific. So tune in and drink with us from the keg of glory or drown in the pool of despair. The Voluntary Reaction on Fan Run Radio.
The Voluntary Reaction. Raw, unfiltered, real.
Finish your high school diploma for you and your family. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court-martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway. It's Fan Run Radio, and time for the top 4 at 4 with Walker Smith. Walker, what do you got?
At number 1, 4-star offensive tackle J.B. Shabazz has flipped his commitment from Tennessee to North Carolina a little less than 2 months after committing to the Vols. Shabazz, a 6'6", 280-pound prospect out of Winston-Salem, picked Tennessee over Ohio State and South Carolina at the time of his initial commitment. He's ranked 308th overall in Rivals industry ranking as a 4-star prospect.
What are you doing, kid? You're messing up. Making the biggest mistake of your life, JB. This is such a cool name, JB Shabazz.
It would have been so fun to
I want
say
JB
that
Shabazz on my team.
JB Shabazz.
Just the
pancakes a guy.
The name is giving me major Spraggins vibes. Javonte Spraggins, JB Shabazz. That's a 330-pound right guard that's just gonna plow over you and maul you and make it nasty.
God, this guy could be such a unit too. 6'6", 280 in high school. Could put another 20 to 30 pounds of muscle on.
Real quick off topic here. As you guys have watched some of the clips and stuff coming out from the Syracuse game, like I never noticed blocks during the game, but
I haven't watched the film.
People will put clips of it on. Like, do you guys have a favorite block from the Syracuse game?
There was one. I saw the.
Really?
Was it Mike Matthews? Yeah, there was one he laid out. Or
Did
maybe it was
he cleat
Staley.
somebody?
No, it was Staley. It was Staley.
Staley had a really good game Saturday. The one Hurd, our guy, he's really made a lot of. He may be the most improved player on the team.
I'll tell you what. The second or third play of the game, Ethan Davis. Took somebody and just like pushed him 10 yards, like after the whistle, and threw him down and got nasty.
Mike, his parents are here watching.
I like that stuff.
At number 2, the NCAA Football Oversight Committee voted today to support a single transfer portal window, per Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger. The 10-day window is expected to open on January 2nd. On3's Pete Nakos confirmed this report. Per Dellinger, the vote requires approval from the Administrative Committee by October 1st to take effect this year.
It's one more thing. We need collective bargaining to settle all this stuff. I mean, like, I don't think guys that are if you collectively bargain, then you can address Bob. Correct me if I'm just completely off base here. During that, you could negotiate the fact that if your team's in the playoffs, you can't just bail.
That sounds right.
I feel like, you might give those people a little bit later window. I don't understand why it's got to be January 2nd. I don't think it should be when
and it's just 10 days. Like, can you imagine how chaotic those 10 days are going to be?
Oh, you're going to have guys. You're going to have teams in the playoffs having to get ready for the playoff, probably for a championship game or semifinals, while still recruiting their own roster, picking over everybody else's.
Would it be possible, and I know we're getting set to expand the playoff, but I did see some coach say something to the effect of the season should end on New Year's Day. Like the championship game should be. Is there any way they could get to that so that, okay, the season is over, the portal opens the next day?
I don't think they will. I mean, this is more Bob's area. I don't think TV would go along with that.
No, they wouldn't.
They're giving up all that inventory in January on Saturday.
Well, it's too much of a gap between the NFL playoffs. They want it to all just kind of
and I don't.
into each other.
I think logistically, how do you squeeze in 12 regular season games? They're not going to contract the regular season. We'll see what happens at the conference championship games. But then if you have a 16-team playoff, that's a 4 to 5 week process that would start, you just don't have the time.
Yeah.
In December, there would be no off week. You'd have the end of the regular season and then playoff games starting the very next week.
Yeah, and the end of the regular season would probably be somewhere around the Thanksgiving weekend.
And that's a whole separate conversation, but where do bowls go? How many bowls do you think there will be in 3 or 4 years? I think they're going to go away. Not entirely, but you watch some of them now on TV. There's so many where the stadiums are a quarter full, and it's a joke.
People still watch them
until sponsors stop, wanting to pay for it. Until Pop-Tart wants to stop paying for the Pop-Tart bowl, they're going to keep going.
Yeah, it's a mess. I think we've all long since given up. Just reasonable minds coming together, flipping the switch. Okay, this is what we're doing now. It's just this gradual change that's going to continue to play out for, at least another 10 years?
Yeah. I'd say probably that long.
At number 3, the NFL is back tonight with the defending Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles, will raise last season's banner and face off against the in-division rival Dallas Cowboys. Kickoff is at 8:20 on NBC and Peacock. The Eagles are a minus 8.5 point favorite.
It just feels like the internet is waiting, just bloodthirsty to just jump all over Jerry and Dak and the Cowboys and the entire Dallas Metroplex. You can see it coming, man. This is going to make what Belichick went through Monday night look like small potatoes in comparison.
I was on the phone earlier today with mutual friend and distinguished fan run alum, Rick Butler, saying, you excited about tonight? Because, he's a known Dallas sheep. And he was like, no. He goes, I'm excited about going out and having pizza. He mentioned Jets. He's a big Jets fan. He goes, having a pizza and football starting, but no. He goes, I've got no expectations for this game tonight.
Assume the position, Butler. Wow. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That's aggressive.
What?
So that's how you do it.
That's
on
a
this
little
show,
much.
Apparently.
Yeah. Butler's, see, kind of
we show
forgets where
love.
it came from.
Yeah.
Where he came from,
Feels a little prison-y in here.
Rick's been a little out of line in the old Drive group chat.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
That's what happens. They're used to prison.
Pretty insufferable. The way he talked about the Rangers a couple of years ago, like they win all the time.
Yeah. Where your Rangers at now, Ricky boy?
Where your Mavericks at, buddy?
I hope he's listening. At number 4, the women's semifinals start today at the U.S. Open in Arthur Ashe Stadium, with 2 Americans still in it on opposite sides of the bracket. Arina Sabalenka will play Jessica Pegula in the first match at 7, with Naomi Osaka taking on Amanda Anisimova for a spot in the finals at 8. The men's semifinal will be tomorrow night.
Well, at least this stuff will be over, and we won't have to hear Walker's tennis updates.
Oh, it's not going to end. I'm telling you, I'm working on a segment.
Really?
I'm all ears.
Working title, Wordsmith. Get it? Get it? Shout out to Sam Beard. He offered that.
Sam
one.
came up with that one?
Yes, he did.
Do I get to participate in that as well?
You could. Actually, that'd be a good little head-to-head battle.
Smith versus Smith.
Proper pronunciations. I like it.
That'd be fun.
Yes.
That's it. It's number 4.
Fills the gaps on what you're talking about. Could be a whole new franchise for you, Russ.
Good. Whole new game show.
Yeah.
What, listening to him pronounce names correctly? It's going to ruin our rep, Bob.
Bears worked hard to ruin our rep. What are you come in here and just want to rehabilitate it?
He who called Taylor Swift yesterday like Taylor Tyler or something like
Swizzle
that.
Taylor?
I want to go to her show. I don't know. She seems like a nice kid. Seems very popular.
Mm-hmm.
David on the text box says Walker's updates of obscure sports just so he can pronounce difficult names.
It's the U.S. Open. This is not an obscure
We've
sport.
got football tonight, Walker. We've got recruiting news. We've got stuff to talk about. We're on to you and your little, look at me, I'm a man of the world. I know how to pronounce Latvian names.
Well, look,
the second bite, I didn't finish. Hold on. And he said we'd all rather get a headline of something actually interesting other than tennis.
Well, look, I have 9 headlines I got to fill. One of them is a weird story, so I got 8. The U.S. Open's going to make it in there. It's the biggest tennis event going on. If you don't care about it, that's fine. And we also talked about recruiting at
Walker
the top
is.
of the
If
top
you
4
don't care, don't listen.
And we talked about football.
Let's do it at Jerry Green.
I'm just telling you. This
Go to
is something-
Kmart.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Bob, you could give him the update,
We'll cover this at the next editorial meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
So, I remind you, the Top 4 at 4 is brought to you this afternoon by our friends at Knoxville Smiles, who remind you your smile says it all. So make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. So now through the end of the year, they are offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. That's right, half-price whitening with a routine teeth cleaning at Knoxville Smiles. Call today to set up your appointment, 865-539-1776. That's 539-1776. Or you can book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. 865-966-3435, our number to get on the drive here this afternoon, 966-3435. Weather easing up a little bit. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 4:45, so another half an hour or so. I mean, we might not be out of the woods yet, boys.
Yeah, I know your window's covered up on that side, but it still looks pretty dark out there.
Yeah, it looks nasty.
When's it supposed to get out of here? Like later on this evening?
45 is when the
they keep bumping that window though. By the way, I mean it started a couple hours ago, and then it just keeps moving by about an hour.
We've got the tail end of it still to come through here. That's usually the worst part, isn't it?
That's what they say. That's what they say. We'll keep an eye on it. Bear, been interested to get you. We touched on this briefly with Trey. Trey talked to Connor Stallions. Connor Stallions he's got the 8-year show cause, right? He's coaching, I think he's coaching high school football somewhere, but he's desperate to maintain relevance, to stay in the game. So he's doing the podcast circuit. He's on the college football podcast with Chris Vanini and David Ubben, who used to cover the Vols. David St. Ubbins of Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Like Bob immediately got that. That's
big bottoms.
My girls got them. So the conspiracy and speculation that continues this day, the conspiracy we affectionately refer to as Cockgate.
Cockgate. I mean, is it a conspiracy theory or is it pretty much just accepted fact?
Well, this is what Connor Stallion says on David St. Ubbins' podcast today. Quote, one of the dozens of conspiracies that are out there, Stallion said with a laugh. He added,
it's funny, huh?
He thinks it's laughable.
He's dismissive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have never had a discussion with any SEC team in my life, Stallion said before correcting himself. I've had one discussion with an SEC team regarding signals, and that was back in, I believe, 2019 when Alabama played in the Citrus Bowl. He said, I forget what SEC team it was, but they were playing most SEC Big Ten bowl games. There are usually 4 of them every bowl season. I don't know who it was, someone who was probably playing at Wisconsin or at Penn State. And I said, well, I have their stuff if you have their stuff. And we made a little trade. But he says, I have not talked to, never met anyone at South Carolina. I'll say this about Tennessee. I just asked Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker. They know the truth. I'm tight with both of them. There was no trying to screw over Tennessee.
First of all, Russell, I doubt very seriously how tight he is with Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker. Number 2.
If you can't trust direct quotes from Connor Stallions, who in this crazy world can you trust, Bear?
I mean, he's should be shamed, man. He was a United States Marine. He's just so dishonorable. And he's lying now. He knew multiple people on that South Carolina staff. They crossed paths. Maybe he is telling, maybe he didn't talk to him direct. He gave the scouting report on Tennessee and Clemson to South Carolina. You'll never convince me otherwise. He's a lying liar. He bought tickets with his own money, with his credit card to what? I can't remember which Tennessee
Kentucky game.
Yeah. Cockgate.
Maybe he just wanted to see the game.
And I'm getting madder at Trey for even entertaining this guy.
Bobby Bear gets very emotional.
Yeah,
it's what we love about it. He is very, like he's not willing to hear a Connor Stallions out. You're more of a analytical, just the facts, please kind of guy. What do you think? Connor Stallions, the first I know that he specifically addressed Tennessee. And certainly all his other stuff has been mostly Ohio State, right? He's finally responded to the specific allegations. Are you buying it from Connor Stallions?
Cockgate.
I think I buy it.
Oh, Bob!
I think I buy it.
See, I don't know Bob super well yet, but I think I know him well enough. I think you're just saying that to mess with Bear over there. You love this.
I would never do that. He reminds me of. Bear reminds me of my nephew who, back when he was little, my son was little, and they'd run around together. And Bear just said that Connor Stallions was, and I quote, a lying liar, which is
he is.
Yeah, no, I'm just a liar is fine too. And he, because my nephew would always say, Alex Baskerville, you are a liar, and you'll always be lying. And that's what it just reminded me of. So kind of amused me for a second, took me back in time, but I side with Connor. I think, what he did's wrong. I just don't.
It's a bold.
Well, I'm not
opinion to stake out there, Bob.
No, don't confuse that with I support what he did. But at the same time, I do think it's a reach. That's my opinion. I know all sorts of people are going to just absolutely throw a conniption fit because there's more people like you, Bear, that agree with you than they would with me.
I mean, it's not the first time it's happened.
Why would he go on a podcast and say all of that?
Because he's trying to be able to earn money because he didn't realize how badly it was going to screw him when everybody figured out, yeah, you really are that big of a D-bag.
Let me say this, Bob, in counterpoint, because, I'm sure David Ubben and Chris Vanini asked him.
Yeah.
Because that's a question nobody's asked him yet, is like specifically get him on the record about the Tennessee-South Carolina game. And for that matter, the South Carolina-Clemson game the next week.
Right.
And so they ask him about that. What's he going to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. I know this guy at South Carolina who knows Beamer. We were worried about having a potential matchup with Tennessee in the college football playoffs, so we wanted to get a head start on them. And so we got their signals, and then we saw an opportunity to screw them over, and we took it.
They desperately needed us and Clemson to lose another game. I mean, usually the most logical explanation is usually the truth. I completely butchered that analogy, but that's all right. You guys know what I mean. I mean, it's just, I really think they did it, honest to God. It's not the first time.
It is odd how like meteoric South Carolina was for just a couple weeks. Because that was kind of a lost season for them otherwise.
It was just complete outlier. After those two games, they returned to the norm.
Immediately. Not even South Carolina returned to the norm, but Michigan, as you pointed out, I had to go and look this up because I slept since then, I forgot. But, they steamrolled through that season. They are on a collision course with Georgia for a national championship, and they lost to TCU. After TCU, all the stuff came out, and TCU knew it, and they changed their signals, whatever.
Every one of them.
And, hey, respect to TCU. That's a fine program that Sonny Dykes has built, but no way they should be winning a shootout with Michigan in a college football playoff game.
I'm just saying.
Come on, Bob. There's too much smoke here.
Are we totally forgetting there was discord in the Vol locker room that game? There was our top Heisman-worthy quarterback gets wrenched in that game. I mean,
that's a whole nother thing. That's part of Sandgate. I'm hoping Russell makes something there. I mean, they dumped 3 feet of sand on that damn field. That field was it's the same reason, honestly, that Chubb blew his knee out up here.
Okay, what about the locker room fights?
I mean, I think that's detrimental, and Jeremy Banks was and probably still is a known knucklehead, but I'm just not buying it that that offense that had been held to I think 7 points the week before at Florida when Florida was having a terrible year, all of a sudden becomes a juggernaut for 2 games and then goes right back to being as bad as they were. There's no doubt there was turmoil in the locker room, but I think there's a lot of turmoil in the locker room on every football team that we usually just don't hear about. And that was something that people latched onto as a way to explain the unexplainable.
I mean, it's happened with Tennessee before. Florida had us down, had our defensive signals down. That's why they hit. You remember when Spurrier used to hit all those like 4th and 20s for touchdowns?
Yeah, but I mean, this was offense. They had our offensive signals, and look, man, like we've got this is before the speaker in the helmet, so Hooker's looking over, and we've got the 3 guys with the huge, black trash bag or whatever that is behind them, and I feel like it would take somebody like Connor Stallions and his military training that is well documented. If you haven't seen the Netflix thing, go watch it.
Kind of psychotic
to figure that out. And you got those signals, you give them to somebody. South Carolina was wearing different wristbands defensively. That's been well documented.
Bob, the dude wrote a manifesto. Okay. Connor Stallions wrote he wrote some Michigan manifesto. I feel like anytime you're a person and you write a manifesto, you're crazy.
And offensively, they're dicing us up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other thing is, don't let Spencer Rattler get hot, man.
I mean,
he was out of his mind. We had a texter on the text box say, can we get Stallions on the show to see if Bear will actually confront him? If we got him, would you?
I guarantee you we'd confront him. We might get a fine. I wouldn't shy away from asking that guy. I'd probably go over the top. It'd be more of a, can I control myself from how dare you, sir?
You would yell and scream at him, but do you think you could box him in? Do you think you could pin him down and get the answer?
I don't know. I mean, the guy's got extensive military training.
Bear,
I'm not saying that jokingly. I got it. I mean, I don't know what.
Walker's shaking his head. No, wait. Say what you're thinking, Walker, please.
Bear would not confront him.
Bear's going to try
Connor Stallions.
I'd tell you, if I couldn't, I'd challenge him to meet me at the Chapman Highway Walmart.
No, you would not.
Bear breaks into his best, like, scared straight deal where he's like screaming at him, and you don't want to know what happens if you see me in person. I could see it.
You can find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real.
GBMFO says on the live chat on Fan Run TV, the guy wore glasses with cameras in them. Now that appears to be real.
I mean, let's just go over the evidence.
He's like a Bond.
I'm going to try this one last. He had glasses with cameras. He was on opposing team sidelines. He wrote a manifesto.
He had sharks with freaking laser beams.
Extensive shadowy military training, doing God knows what.
Shadowy military. He just went to the academy. He went to Navy. He just went to Navy.
Yeah.
What about his
just go to Navy? And
he's all of a sudden,
and
according to Bear, he's like Black Ops and doing all this other
6
stuff.
months unaccounted before the 2022 season in Eastern Europe. You don't know where
we don't know what training
he came
they do
back
at the Naval
in.
Academy.
He came back in through Bolivia, and then worked his way up to the Southern football.
You're making this sound like the Bourne Identity or something, man. This is
shadowy ties to the Shabazz regime.
The guy was a nut who loved Michigan. I mean, we've got people in our fan base, if they had the means, could probably do it too if they knew what they were doing, like this guy did. But I mean, he went to all these. You can't deny that he went and videoed all these everybody's signals, man.
Didn't he do some stuff with McElwain too?
That's the sideline.
Yeah.
He was on their sideline unknown. Like he didn't do it with McElwain. Like McElwain had.
Give me a break. You don't get on any damn sideline like that.
No, like I think he was scouting the other. I don't know. Maybe he did, but like they
knew.
It's Central Michigan.
They knew.
What was the specific allegation here? I've forgotten. He was scouting.
That was where he was wearing the Google glasses.
Yeah, well, I know, but who were they playing?
I can't remember who it was, what the tie was. I think it was somebody in the Big Ten. Obviously.
So we've tied Cockgate to Shark Humper today. That's where we're at?
Yes. Cockgate. And that's 100% true. I'm glad that he got found out, and now all the aquatic animals here on planet Earth are safe from Mr. Nasty Man, Jim McElwain.
The aquatic.
The aquatic assaulter.
Aquatic assaulter.
Oh, my God.
The two of the greatest sports rumors in college sports in the past 10 years, they may not have originally started on this show, but damn if we didn't do our best to launch them.
Jim McElwain is the worst crime
pepper.
against a shark perpetrated by a human since Roy Schneider put that oxygen tank in Jaws' mouth.
The aquatic assaulter.
He's an awful human being. He really is.
Why? Why do you say that?
I mean, he's a dumbass, Bob. How are you going to would you ever go to a press conference and say, if you're a head coach, and say that your players had death threats, and you have not contacted campus police, local police, and or the FBI because it's about 18 different kinds of laws got broken? He's an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, man.
That's fair.
Take a quick time out. You're listening to The Drive on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, and Bear at your service. You want to jump in, take a shot now, 865-966-3435. Your number to get on board, 966-3435. When we come back on your Rocky Top Report, brought to you by the Kregner Group, we'll hear from Tennessee offensive coordinator Joey Halsley, breaking down Joey Aguilar's performance and looking ahead to ETSU this weekend. More Fan Run Radio coming up. Stay with us.
The Drive, the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys. And we cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football. And we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Good afternoon. Starting to build with more volume. Alcoa Highway, especially going southbound, back out towards the Blount County area. It's stop and go right now. Certain sections of Chapman Highway, they're around Woodlawn Pike. It's heavy now. Broadway through Fountain City, over the ridge there in the Halls. Weather moving through our area, trying to cause problems even more out here in parts of East Tennessee with this weather. Hey, check engine light.
It's time for the Rocky Top Report, brought to you by the Kregner Group.
Well, we're about 48 hours away from Tennessee and ETSU in the home opener against The Bucks in Neyland Stadium, 3:30 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Tennessee announcing today they'll go with the classic home uniform, orange jerseys, white pants, all that good stuff. And we'll see how ETSU fares against a Tennessee team that has a lot of question marks just as far as like availability. Like who are we going to see and for how long? Everybody wants to know how long we're going to see Joey Aguilar, all that stuff. Let's hear from Tennessee's offensive coordinator. This is Joey Halsley breaking down Joey Aguilar's performance against Syracuse in the opener and looking ahead.
Yeah, fundamentally, in the past game, what I really liked about him was he did everything that we were working on through that brief offseason that we had together with his left shoulder, tracking his targets, getting out to his throws, especially to his right. It didn't all of a sudden revert back to old habits when now it's live fire, now it's live bullets. He just was the same guy. He's got that same calm heartbeat throughout. That's what I love about this guy. Like when he takes the field on game day, no different than when he takes the field at practice. And we'll just keep pushing to keep cleaning up all of our footwork in the run game, just accelerating all that, keep bringing that to an even higher level. But really, really happy with the way he took the field on Saturday.
You guys went fast at times. What did you think of the tempo? And does that pace, is that a mode that you guys want to be able to go into, or do you want that to sort of be the norm, the tempo?
Yeah, our tempo is a part of our identity. But what we've always told the guys is our tempo is a weapon. It's not something that we're going to do if it doesn't make sense. So there's multiple times where you guys saw us changing formations, going from wide to tight, tight to wide, all of that type of stuff. And that's something that we've added to our arsenal that we feel really good about. When the tempo's not there to be had, whether you take a negative, whether there's a penalty, something that knocks you off that. And nowadays with the new rules, anytime you go out on your own sideline, it slows you down. So we've been working all offseason on how do we keep creating advantages even when we don't have our tempo. So our tempo stays an advantage. It doesn't just become a regular thing.
Joe, you mentioned adding things to your arsenal. You guys gave some different looks Saturday that we hadn't seen before. What was sort of the thought process that went into that this offseason, and what did you feel like those things kind of give you in the offense?
Yeah, as soon as the season ended, it was like, all right, what's the next growth in the offense? What do we need to do to keep improving? And we felt like by showing some stuff like we did yesterday and really growing the package, we got a bunch of different ways to attack the defense. Like you saw us go wide and fast and hit a big one up top to Braylon, and you saw us get tight and move people around and hit big shots on that as well. So just the offense is always growing. It's our job to put our guys in the best situation possible. And whether that's wide, tight, fast, slow, moving, not moving, we're going to do that and let our guys have the best chance to go play at a high level.
So you could go wide and fast. You can go tight and slow.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go tight and fast?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys notice during the game that we weren't doing the wide stuff as much?
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
Did you notice how vanilla we were in the second half on defense?
Not really.
A lot of people were complaining about.
Yeah, if you correlate vanilla with also kind of soft, I felt I definitely saw that.
Well, they weren't doing anything exotic with the line.
Yeah,
nothing like what Russ's favorite play of the game when Arian Carter just was running wild.
Yeah, I mean, how much of that do you think is like just missing Ricky Gibson and knowing that, okay, like one of these places is being manned by a true freshman corner, so we're not going to go single coverage. We're going to play a little softer on the back end. And then the rotation at linebacker trying to get other guys in there. It's like,
I think it's part of that, and I do think it's part of the, if they had the game well in hand. Well, I put anything on film for Georgia, any wrinkles, or if you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you've got some exotic blitzes that you don't need to. Well, when they got it down to 12, like, again, I was never really concerned that we were going to lose the game, but there was definitely like, guys, come on. So I don't know if you're holding anything back, particularly on defense at that point, but maybe.
You might dial up some pressure and get out of that soft zone they were in, but I don't know. I mean, the DB's shy. I felt like our secondary, and that was one of my big question marks going into the season, was what we're going to look like on the back end of our defense. But who would have thunk? The week after the first game, we're more worried about the defensive line.
That is your Rocky Top Report. It's brought to you by Bo Kregner and the Kregner Group. who remind you it's never been more important to have qualified individual representation in the local real estate market. If you're looking to move this year, if you've got a house you need to sell, if you're a first-time home buyer, you need somebody in your corner, somebody you can trust. Bo Kregner and the Kregner Group have been doing it forever here in East Tennessee. They've been a longtime supporter of The Drive and Fan Run Radio. They have a great reputation in our community. So give Bo a call at 865-742-1035 for a free consultation. You can check his website out at BoKnowsHouses.com. Again, that phone number, 865-742-1035, and online at BoKnowsHouses.com. Bo Kregner and the Kregner Group, real estate the right way. Let's get a call from Roberto. Tony Vitello coming up in 1 hour on the show today. Stay tuned for a chat with Tennessee's baseball coach. What's up, Roberto?
Can't wait to tune into that. That'll be appointment radio, Russ. Looking forward to that. Hey, Bob, you and I go back a long way, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you, I don't know. But I can tell you this. It takes a hell of a man to put me on the same side of the fence as Bear here. You are crazy if you don't believe Cockgate is real.
Yeah, Bob. Completely insane, my friend.
Cockgate. Bob Baskerville's sanity called into question. Day 4 on The Drive.
Go on, Roberto. Go on.
Okay. It's with all great conspiracy theories, and I use that loosely. The air quotes are, there's really just spoiler alerts, right? Because behind every great conspiracy theory is 10% fact. And if it's 10% factual, then it's 100% factual in this case. The man, you said,
can't argue with
why
that.
would he go on? Why would he go on a podcast and bring up Tennessee and try to defend himself? Because he knows 100% that's exactly who he screwed over. So you call it's with any great lie, you call the lie out in public and you make it public and you continue to lie about it.
All right, that's a theory.
Not a theory, it's the truth.
Yeah, Bob.
Cockgate is real.
I think maybe what I'm guilty of is I watched that stuff on Netflix with him, those whatever they are, they call Untold. And I think I kind of was like, I was kind of like, man, this guy, you gotta hand it to him. He's pretty passionate about his school.
This is like some
you made him
outcome.
into a sad figure in your own mind. You bleeding heart.
Yeah. Bob, what you doing? You're doing what I do a lot of time. You watch the show and you start liking the guy. I mean, that's how I am with like Hard Knocks and all. That's why I stopped watching Hard Knocks.
He doesn't like to like people.
No. Now you're sitting here making excuses.
Getting in the way of his
One of the
hate.
biggest scoundrels in Tennessee athletics history. Screw job we got 22.
Oh, there's no way you could have ever convinced. I mean, do you remember, guys? Bob, I don't know if you were around at that time. I guess you were here, but I don't know if. Do you remember how stunned we were that night? I mean, at halftime, I was sitting in my floor. We had like 9 people at my house, looking around the room, and we were all going. I won't use the language we used then, but we're like, "What in the world is happening? How is this possible?"
Yeah,
it sure as hell is a Shane freaking Beamer.
I felt
Have
the
you
same.
forgotten?
I felt the same, Roberto. I did, but I didn't gravitate towards, man, somebody's stealing our signals.
It came out later, and then you start putting 2 and 2 together. The man was at the Tennessee-Kentucky game and bought tickets with his own credit card. It's too good. It's too easy. Sometimes the thing that sounds crazy is the right thing.
Okay.
In this case, it is, Bob. I'm sorry.
It's all right there in front of you, Bob. Come on in. The water's fine.
Like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, you know, he's smoking the cigarette and has all the yarn strings everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about right. All right. I'm cozying up to it a little bit more.
It gives you somebody to hate.
There's some cracks in the armor here, Roberto. I think we keep working on him. We can have him back in Realityville by the end of the season.
APB for DR Vol. I know he'll come in with the heat. So, Well, with that, guys, not even looking forward to this weekend. The weather today is supposed to be only a taste of how bad it's supposed to be on Saturday.
Wow.
Not really looking forward to setting up our tailgate, though I do love my friends and look forward to that part. But, you know, only bad things feel like they can happen this weekend, you know. So I'm not terribly excited, you know, but I like the idea that what Bear said a minute, just being vanilla, just like, this is our defense. It's our base defense. Run our base defense, block, tackle, run the football, win 38-7. I don't even care what the score is. I don't. Well, if it's close, I care. But you know what I mean. A couple, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, win the game, run the ball, get no one hurt, and get ready for Georgia, because that's a huge game, guys. And right now, I think FPI has it as our only loss. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's not. I mean, it's a losable game, obviously, but it's winnable. And there's Georgia fans.
40% yesterday. We looked at the 40% chance to win against Georgia.
That's right.
I can live with those odds, Roberto.
Is there anything that I was talking with a friend today, and he's a great Christian man, and he said last time he was at a Georgia-Tennessee game was 2 years ago, and he wanted to punch a dude in the face because he was a middle-aged man barking at him. Guys, is there anything worse than those you-know-what's down there barking in your face? I don't know, but there's very few things that drive me to throwing punches. But if a grown man barks in my face next week, you're going to probably read about me on your your lineup thing you do every day, like the docket. Because there's a really good chance I'm going to be slugging a dude in the mouth. See ya.
Wow. Roberto threatening to physically assault Georgia fans at Neyland Stadium next week. Already, I mean, we've got a game to play first before we get there, and already a borderline dangerous atmosphere is being created.
Yeah. And just not for nothing, but Roberto, you're not a kid anymore, and be careful. Don't bite off more than you can chew. No pun intended.
Somebody else on the text box from the 270 says Bear will be reenacting the Jim McElwain shark photo at the Baskerville family pool.
No, I would not, because I am not an aquatic assaulter, and B,
it's not assault when Bear does it. It's
Bob. You don't have to read everything gets written on that text box. You have to use some.
It's called
editorial judgment, Bob. Okay, or I can read the ones that everybody. When we go back to that, we can read all of them.
Even the shark was asking for it.
This isn't hurtful. This is fun spirited.
It's slander. It's absolutely slander. I might be out there laying by the pool.
Just be careful with those sharks, man. I mean, not only the teeth, obviously, but I've heard that it has a very sandpapery type feel to the skin.
How would you know that?
I've heard. I just don't want you. I don't want you to chafe.
You've heard. I think you've got the wrong member of the drive that would be in a freaky deaky things like that. Just look to your right, buddy. Your right hand man over there.
That would be to the door.
That's what. Let's get DR Vol in here next. DR, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
Oh, guys, I'm dying laughing. In my head, Bob's going to be out sipping coffee. Look at the sink, sipping his coffee, looking out the window, and there's Bear like Cousin Eddie in his pool with his onesie, USSR SR onesie on.
Hey, you're a real funny guy too.
I called in to defend you, PC Principal.
I come to hump your shark.
Bob, no offense. I mean, do you believe the earth is flat?
No. No.
I mean, gullible's written on the ceiling, Bob.
Dude, I know he cheated. I just think there were a lot of things that went sideways in that game in Columbia. That's all. And I was just being devil's advocate, DR. That's all.
Okay, I'm going to say you seem like a very smart individual.
Yeah.
You're talking about that show on Netflix. I didn't watch it because this is why I love Bear, because I see a lot of myself in Bear. Probably why I do need to go back to therapy. But I can't watch stuff that's going to piss me off. Like, I got to episode 3 where we lost Arkansas in that Netflix documentary, and I quit watching because I know it's going to make me angry. Yeah. What did Stallion say on that show to make you? kind of side with him a little, maybe?
No, I was just struck by how he talk about, we always talk about giving your all for Tennessee. This dude, he basically, you could argue, like, for his professional ambitions, he kind of ruined his life because of his loyalty to Michigan football and what he wanted to do for the program.
He wanted to be the head coach. He had like a manifesto that he had written.
Yeah. So,
hello, I've been saying that the guy was a complete and total nutbag. Who the hell writes? The Unabomber wrote a manifesto.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hitler wrote a manifesto. Mao wrote a manifesto. Only David Koresh, manifesto guy.
Yeah. Is there any?
So now we're talking.
Why are we bringing up David Koresh talking about Connor
It's a
Stallion?
thin line between handbook and manifesto.
Exactly.
Evidently, it's a
There's a
thin line.
playbook of
Evidently, it's a-
manifesto.
Hell, bring up Jim Jones, Bear. Why not? It's like Jim Jones is, he had.
I love the thin line between Connor Stallions and Hitler. I mean, I really love that.
Yeah, exactly. So no, but DR, that's why I remember talking with Sam on my prior show. We were talking about it, and Sam had the same takeaway. It was like, you kind of admired the guy. He had like a total discipline and game plan and everything else. But obviously he made bad choices. So, but I have to admit, I came away going, guy's pretty sharp, but he got blinded by passion for his program there.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, what really the most disappointing thing about it is this is a guy that went to the Naval Academy. He's a United States Marine. He can't claim that he doesn't know what honor is and ethics and morals and making the right choice and doing it the right way. And he crapped all over that by cheating. And I'm being dead serious. I think he cheated.
If it was a Tennessee fan, he'd be a folk hero. I mean, how many times do you still see that picture of that Tennessee fan flipping that Bama player off after we score to make it 41-7? And then we love that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of VFLs, did y'all see that quote from Bruce Pearl today about his contract?
No. Senator Pearl?
He said he's got, Senator Pearl, hopefully the next basketball coach for us, but he said he's got 5 years left on his contract, and he don't think he'll make it those 5 years. Maybe you think he's playing like 3D underwater chess there, Russ, and he's waiting on Barnes to step out so he can step back in? Maybe he just means Auburn.
I think he's planning on being a senator. I don't think even if Barnes in 5 minutes announced his immediate retirement at Tennessee, he didn't have a job, and Pearl, I don't think he would ever get rehired here, Bud.
I just think he continues to feather the nest for Steven.
He's going to have a lot more feathers than what he's got. That's got
Dude, that's going to make it into the year, would he, Bob?
What's that?
Steven wouldn't last a year, would he?
No, but he's going to get that
moron.
He's going to get that job, man. He's getting it. It's inevitable.
I know that, but he won't make it a year, will he? I mean, he just seems like a moron.
Yeah, maybe 2, but I think that's going to be not a great choice for Auburn for sure.
All right, guys, that's all I got. Had to call in to defend Bear. Have a good day.
Thanks, DR. Appreciate it. Stay with us. The drive continues. Back with more after this.
The Drive. You're locked onto Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and online at fanrunradio.com.
At Knoxville Smiles, we're bringing the future of modern dental care to East Tennessee today. All of the scraping and polishing with the gritty stuff, that will soon be ancient history. At Knoxville Smiles, the future is here now with guided biofilm therapy. Using a gentle erythritol powder mixed with air and warm water, our hygienists can clean your teeth better than ever without all the poking and scraping. Visit KnoxvilleSmiles.com to find out more, or just call us at 865-539-1776.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Gibbs High School's Seth Sieber. Sieber led the Eagles to a 24-21 win at Halls last week. Sieber led the way defensively with 12 total tackles and 5.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and a pass broken up as Gibbs improved to 2-0 on the season. Gibbs High School's Seth Sieber, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard, the barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134 for directions and to look at the rest of the menu. Visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Afternoon, Chris.
Yeah, Bama fans, they're going to try to come up with some AI-generated picture of DeBoer on naked on a shark.
I mean, you say that, and it sounds kind of silly. We're all, but if you delve deep into their message boards, I mean, there are people that will put that on wax.
Who is the first college coach is going to be getting fired because of some AI-generated scandal that isn't real?
I mean, Hugh Freeze would be the leader in the clubhouse. If I had to
but
guess.
there's certain coaches that I kind of feel like they're going to really do something.
But you know, I keep waiting for the Bama AD to come out and say, "Bama fans, no cigarettes, no Natty Light, no meth for the rest of the year, and we'll have enough for the DeBoer's buyout." And you're talking about, you know, there you go, grown men barking. Roberto might be in jail, but could you imagine if Peter Dinklage was a Georgia fan and started barking at D. Herbaugh at the game?
Oh, man.
He'd be in prison for life or in a mental hospital.
I'd go with the latter.
Yeah.
We're trying to don't we have midget wrestling coming to Cotton Eye Joe here in a few weeks?
Yeah, I sent that to you and DR.
Can we get DR and like
do some immersion therapy?
Yeah, take him over there.
What's the other word for it?
I forgot.
We've got that huge immersion therapy and
it's exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy, yeah.
And honestly, the game I'm looking forward to the most this weekend is USF in Florida.
That is a good game. Sneaky.
We give the Golishes a fighting chance there.
They just smoked Boise. They looked great doing it.
Who do the Knowles have?
I have no idea.
You get that, Walker?
I'll find it for us.
And I mean, as far as the Connor Stallions, I agree with Barry 1,000,000%.
They have East Texas A&M or something like that.
Barn burner.
As far as the Jim McElwain game, it was when they were playing Michigan State. Is when he was on the sideline at Central Michigan, one of Michigan's other big rivals. And Clemson and South Carolina. I mean, and they just look like dog crap all year. And versus Clemson and Tennessee, Patrick Mahomes' doppelganger, they come out and they just blow them away.
So no amount of denials from Connor Stallions is going to have you believing that Cockgate wasn't real.
Oh, it's 100. It's 100% real. 100%. And Bob, glad that you're on the drive now, and now that you're working alongside by Bear, you'll just have to realize you probably already have, but he's like Alan from The Hangover. He's like a gremlin. He comes with instructions and crap.
With the little satchel.
That's
so
good.
You're taking shots, big boy.
I'm just laughing.
Bombay doors open on both you and Bobby over there. I know I've been at war with Russ for 10 years. I'll fight everybody. I'll take all of you guys on.
I'm just laughing.
That was good.
Half my brain tied behind my back.
That was good.
Known genius.
Where's the Bear instruction book, and why have I not had this for 10 years? I feel like a lot of problems could have been averted.
Because there isn't one. Make it up as I go along.
He's permanently malfunctioning.
I keep myself in a state of utter confusion. Even I don't know what's real anymore.
Stay with us. Hour number 3 of the drive coming up next. Tony Vitello in hour number 3. Stay with us.
The Drive.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah. They specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Citizens National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill, all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Thursday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, and Bear with you in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios on a rainy day in East Tennessee. And Walker Smith has the top 5 at 5. Walker.
Thank you. At number 1, news today, the NCAA Football Oversight Committee voted to support a single transfer portal, as first reported by Ross Dellinger. The 10-day window is expected to open on January 2nd. The vote, however, requires approval from the Administrative Committee by October 1st to take effect this year. The Oversight Committee also supported changes to the recruiting calendar, sources tell Yahoo Sports, making December a dead period between January 5th and 31st.
So it's done, but it's not done.
Has to be.
I love that about the NCAA, how it's like it's got to pass through 4 different committees before it gets final approval and implemented.
Well, I'm pretty sure like it's going to happen.
Yeah, we feel like this is going to.
They just need the vote to take place.
Another
for it to
rubber
affect
stamp
this year. Because if they don't get it done by October 1st, I think it would have to start in 26.
Boy, those 10 days are going to be nuts.
Yeah.
And the weeks leading up to it, like December is going to be nuts because we're all going to be wondering who's going in the portal.
Yeah.
Who's going in. And so, again, like you have to keep this in mind, Bob. It's those 10 days, you have 10 days to go in the portal. You don't have to find you could still get guys out of the portal after those 10 days. But you have 10 days to go into the portal. Not sure how long it lasts. I guess it's till however long your drop ad date is for the schools, which is different for every school. But
it'll be crazy, but I still stand by I prefer condensing the crazy.
Yeah.
Right? At least it'll only
that January 2nd, I mean, we're all going to be glued to our computers to hear, is Boo Carter going in? Who else? Because there's going to be rumors running rampant. Oh, this guy's probably gone. Is one of the quarterbacks going to go? All that stuff. We're going to be wondering about that through the entire month of December. And then a lot of guys are going to hop in January 2nd. Is it done? Is it over? You get to like January 5th, January 6th. Okay, I think everybody's going in has gone in. And inevitably there will be a guy or two that go in like right at the last minute that are threatening to go in unless you give them a big raise, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I've said it before, brace for impact. I mean, because the good news is, like, what if we make a run that's kind of deep into the college football playoffs? There's players like Boo Carter. I would not put it past him to be like, hey, man, I'm in the portal. I'm stepping in, even though we still got a game left.
Sure. Absolutely. That's going to happen. And, yeah, I mean, the coaches are going to have to manage that and manage those egos and those locker rooms. Feelings are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And did you see the thing about the CSC, the portal, the NIL go in, whatever I'm trying to say.
College Sports Commission.
That clears NIL deals.
Yeah.
They had a chart that came out today.
Yeah.
And most of the NIL deal, it's like the old NCAA clearinghouse. They haven't even ruled on it. They haven't given it thumbs up or thumbs down. It's just sitting there.
We call that in my old corporate days, the deal prevention unit. That would be, there was like 80 that were approved, 85 that were approved, and like over 300 that were still under review.
There were a bunch that were denied as well.
Yeah.
But the majority of them were just sitting there
just
waiting
floating.
for something.
Yeah. Bureaucracy, baby. Get used to it. There's going to be more of it.
So what happened to those deals that are unapproved? Are those guys just not getting their money?
There's an arbitration situation that they'll have to go through if stuff is wrongfully approved or wrongfully denied, that the NCAA and that committee is set up to go through. I don't know how you get to arbitration, and but maybe it's just in.
Are we just Steve
appeal.
Ballmering this and funneling money to the guys that we need to quietly off the books? And
Yeah,
Probably.
not for nothing. Did you see that, by the way? And hopefully I'm not stealing one of Walker's headlines. That number's going up with Kawhi Leonard.
Did you? I saw
didn't see
something. I meant to send it to you guys. I can't remember who they were talking to, but he was basically saying, "Look, if they find out that he really did this, a lot of the owners are going to want to force a vote and make him sell his team."
Be the second time in like 20 years.
So we talked about
Clippers had to
yesterday.
do that.
If the penalties have to be draconian, either you have a salary cap or you don't. And if
Yeah.
somebody violates that and it's proven, then
they've got to go.
Yeah. The owner's got to go, but also the franchise. I think major penalties, and a lot of draft picks. You'd have to forfeit, massive fine, all that stuff.
They're saying, I thought I read it somewhere, that that Kawhi's number of what he got in this deal was in upwards of $50 million.
Jesus God.
Almighty.
Well, I remember when we did the story yesterday, it was like a $300 million partnership with the Clippers from the fake company that Ballmer founded.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be a messy situation. It's not going to be as messy as what happened with the last guy that owned the Clippers, but it's going to be it's going to still be a slippery slope for them.
Yeah.
At number 2, Connor Stallion said he didn't do anything to derail what could have been a college football playoff appearance for Tennessee during the 2022 season.
See?
Instead, he said on the Bunch Formation podcast, he would have preferred to face the Vols in the postseason. Quote, "I have never had a discussion with any SEC team," Stallion said before correcting himself. "I've had one discussion in my life with an SEC team regarding signals, and that was in 2019 when we played Alabama in the Citrus Bowl."
Sure thing, liar. Sure thing.
I mean, he said it. You don't believe the man?
No, I think they weren't going to play us. It was an either or. He wanted us out of the way. Much like in, numerous instances in Breaking Bad or any other,
No, I want to hear this one. Go ahead. Finish that thought, please.
But you get bumped out of the way. Like when he had, spoiler alert, when he had Jesse shoot Gail Boddicker in the face. You want to take out the competition.
So who's Walter White in the analogy?
What?
So now there's murder.
Connor Stallions. We're
Then
Gail
who's
Boddicker.
Jesse?
Shane Beamer. We're Gail Boddicker. Us and Clemson.
Oh, my God.
Now there's murder.
Shane
I'm
Beamer.
just telling you that there was a desired result that Michigan needed to be able to make it into the playoffs that year, and it was South Carolina or Clemson and Tennessee both had to lose.
Wait, who played Tuco in all this?
Tuco?
Jeremy Banks.
Yeah.
Who is Esposito?
Crazy Jim Harbaugh.
Now, Jim Harbaugh would have been a good Gus Fring. I agree.
Probably would have, yeah.
Nothing to see here. Rule-abiding coach.
Crisp khaki pants.
He owns a
Very
box
crisp.
cutter, I'm sure. At number 3, outside linebacker Nick Bonito and the Denver Broncos reach an agreement today on a 4-year, $106 million extension that includes $70 million guaranteed. The deal can be worth up to $120 million with incentives. The deal will run through 2029 and makes Bonito the highest-paid non-quarterback in Broncos history.
Bear, I'm with you. I swear to God, I've never heard of this guy.
He's
Okay,
really
glad
good.
I'm not the only one.
Really good linebacker.
Apparently had a good season last year. He's out of Oklahoma. Is this the year Sean Payton gets it rolling in Denver?
Yeah.
A lot of it depends
It
on
is.
Bo Nix.
They're going to have the best defense in football.
Did any of us see Bo Nix becoming like a legitimate,
No.
solid NFL quarterback?
No.
I sure didn't.
I did not see that coming.
It's art, not science. Who said that? Is it Jimmy Cheek?
Does Peyton get that was Dave Hart. Does Peyton get it's Mike Hamilton. Does Peyton get a lot of credit for his work with Bo Nix?
I've heard it mentioned before. I mean,
He
his
took
that
Drew
quarterback
Brees off the
camp, all that stuff.
off the scrap heap and turned him into a Hall of Famer. And
No, Sean Payton's he's a really good coach, and everything I've heard is that when Sean Payton says he has a good team, you guys got to look out because he's the type of guy that if he has a bad one, he's not going to call him good. He's going to tell you straight up.
Who do they have week 1? Oh,
Titans.
At number 4, wide receiver Amari Cooper, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, has informed the Las Vegas Raiders that he intends to retire just days before the team opens the 2025 season at New England. His decision comes after he signed a 1-year deal with the organization on August 26th.
It's good news for Dante Thornton.
Yeah, more touches for him, more targets. I mean,
where does Cooper rank among the all-time great Bama wide receivers of the Saban era?
Probably near the top.
That question's yet to be answered. With
Julio and then Ridley.
He's above Ridley.
Devontae Smith.
I'd put, you got Devontae Smith,
Jalen Waddle,
Mechie,
Judy.
God. I mean, I'd probably put Julio at the top of that list myself.
Yeah, Julio would be it. In terms of what they did in the NFL, Julio's like all-pro, one of the best of the decade type of guys.
Julio and then Amari.
Amari was
Who was it that Kiffin
unreal.
Shoved out on the field on that play when it went for the touchdown? You remember that when he was at Alabama? It was like right before the ball was snapped, Kiffin did one of his dirty tricks and he shoved one of his receivers.
Sound like the Lane
out.
Kiffin I know.
Yeah,
Did you guys see there's a Kiffin documentary coming out on the SEC Network?
Cannot wait.
Mark Packer started. They featured him in the trailer for that. Oh yeah,
oh boy,
Packer.
Yeah, they showed him asking the question, "What do you say to the recruits?" And then like after,
I thought that was Heather Harrington.
And then when they show Kiffin at USC, his first press conference, and they show Packer out there, we go, "When you invite a snake into the house, don't be surprised with what you get."
Okay, my excitement just waned a little for that.
Taking a shot at Mark Packer?
Yeah. Mark's a friend.
That's it.
Is that it?
Bob's first local media beef?
Nah, he's all right.
I like it.
I'll beef with him if you want to, Bob.
All right, we'll team up. You go in first.
Okay.
Why do I get the feeling this is where Bears... Yeah, me and Bob, we're coming after you. Right, Bob? He turns around. Bob's gone.
Let me tell you something, Packer. Me and Bob Baskerville.
Where you go? Who's the Packer got tonight?
I asked,
will that game be affected
if
by
only
the
we
weather?
had somebody on the show. Who
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Go ahead, Walker.
And at number 5, an 18-year-old teenager from Ichibara, Japan, was arrested and charged with attempted murder after allegedly mincing leaves from a toxic plant and mixing them into his uncle's miso soup. Why?
That's not nice.
Because he had become become exasperated by his loud snoring. According to the police report, during lunch, the teen's uncle sensed an unusual taste in the miso soup he was served and spat it out, but soon started exhibiting symptoms like mouth numbness and stomach pain, which required medical attention. Quote from the kid, "I couldn't stand my uncle's loud snoring and decided to kill him," the 18-year-old teenager said.
Do what you got to do, right?
Luckily, the teen's uncle made a full recovery.
Boy, hope my wife's not listening.
First of all, yeah, you pronounced that wrong.
What?
I mean, you didn't enunciate it correctly. The name of the town.
Was it Ichibara?
Ichibara!
Thank you, Bear.
All right.
That's a little off color.
Felt targeted.
Uncalled for, really. Thank you, Walker. That's good.
I tried.
Appreciate that. That is the top 5 at 5. It's brought to you this afternoon by our friends at Garage Beer. Oh, man, I can't wait to get home tonight and crack open my first third Garage Beer of the day. 100% beer-flavored beer. We'll be under the porch tonight. Walker, American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. Football time in Tennessee, so crack open a beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. You can have your IPAs, your hops infused, whatever. It's got its place. I just like to drink cold beer. Garage Beer is my favorite. I've been keeping it in my fridge since we were introduced to it back in the spring, man. I truly dig it. It's tailgate tested. It's post-game approved. Garage Beer presenting live broadcasts of the drive. We're going to have a big one a week from tomorrow that we will be announcing on the show tomorrow. So I think we're going to have some Garage Beer to sample. I've already sampled it all, but I think we'll have some of that on the air tomorrow if you boys are feeling up to it. So appreciate Garage Beer for jumping in and supporting the brand this fall. And yeah, look for select live broadcasts of the drive on Football Fridays around town, where we're going to be handing out fabulous gifts and prizes from Fan Run Radio and Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Where are you guys going to be tomorrow?
Right here. The Rivalry Thursday game tonight is Halls at Powell.
That'd be yeah. I don't know. You think Halls have anything for him?
Halls has it.
I thought Halls was pretty good this year.
Should be a good game.
They've been really good in a long time now.
Yeah.
Like competitive.
Still don't know what to make of Powell. I would venture that this is a game they should win. Had that first game rained out against Anderson County, and
they were getting beaten that one, right?
They struggled with Farragut, and Farragut's another team. Like who knows what they got, but we'll see tonight. Hopefully, the weather does not impact that one as well. 865-966-3435, your number. Got Tony Vitello coming up here in about 20 minutes, boys.
Yeah, we do.
There was a note earlier, bear with me, on the live chat that said, ask Tony about Tennessee soccer because he was a top high school soccer player.
Tony was?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what this
Yeah,
DJ Loop was saying.
I didn't know Vitello was a fan of the beautiful game. I could see that. Like I could see Tony being like a left back for some Italian team.
He played on the wing. He played on the wide side.
Writhing, like selling a fake injury, like nobody's business. Just apoplectic. The ref didn't call it. What are you doing?
I could see it the other way around. I could see him going full slide tackle into a dude and looking at the ref like, what did I do?
Tony would be a dirty soccer player.
Yeah.
I'm
glad soccer came up. I saw a video of the Utah BYU women's soccer teams playing.
Okay.
That's like blood sport out there, man. They were beating the absolute stew out of each other.
Soccer's a contact sport.
There's contact sport, and then there's like going up to, what do they call it when they hit it? A header?
Yes, a header.
This girl, Utah jumps up to do the header, and your eyes are kind of watching that. And then you notice that down here with her right fist, she punches this girl right in the face. It's hilarious. I love it. I'm a huge fan of the Utah.
That's hilarious. That's not funny. That's assault. That's assault, brother.
Happens more often than you think.
I'm a big fan of the Utah women's soccer team now.
Really?
What do they call that for football? The Holy War?
I think so.
Yeah, Holy War, Utah, BYU.
Civil War, Oregon State.
Yeah.
Oregon State.
Civil War.
See, that's what I said, Civil War.
Yeah.
Coming up on the drive, we talked about Tennessee losing a commitment today. JB Shabazz flips from Tennessee to North Carolina. Really came out of nowhere. The recruiting budgets have been ranked according to On3. How much money does Tennessee spend in its recruiting efforts? Not NIL. This is, plain hotels, bringing guys in, phone bills, travel, all that stuff.
The honest stuff.
Yeah, the stuff.
The above board stuff.
The stuff that isn't just blatantly unethical.
Yeah.
We'll see where Tennessee ranks according to On3 and relevance to their peers and all that stuff when we continue right here on The Drive. It's Fan Run Radio. Stay with us.
The Drive. Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Good afternoon. It looks like it's picked up with more traffic.
Thursday afternoon edition of the show. Tennessee taking one on the chin and recruiting today. J.B. Shabazz, the talented offensive lineman from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, who just committed about 2 months ago over a pretty nice list of competing schools. Flips today from Tennessee to North Carolina. Really a head-scratcher if all you've been watching is the last week of headlines in college football. Everything seemingly going Tennessee's way, both on and off the field, and hard times on Chapel Bill. And they win this one. I don't know how hard Tennessee fought to keep Shabazz, but recruiting rankings are an interesting thing. We'll see if this hurts Tennessee's drive to stay in the top 10. There, Shabazz was a 4-star recruit, I believe, on both Rivals and 247. Bob, you said this to me earlier on 3 Sports, the 2024 recruiting budget. So this is all the money that schools spent on recruiting. This is not revenue share. This is not NIL.
Right.
This is plane flights for coaches to go visit, paying for plane flights for official visit prospects to come in and visit, food that you buy on recruiting weekends, gas, hotel rooms, things like that.
That's right. That's right. And they, On 3, put together this list. The SEC, of course, they have 15 public schools. Vandy's not in there, but they spent an average of $2.8 million. And the top of the list was Tennessee. They spent $5.3 million on recruiting in 2024.
So we're spending more on that stuff than anybody else in college football.
Correct. Yeah. So we're number one, not just in the SEC, but in the country, where they've got this list of the top 20, which, by the way, the first 6 programs in that ranking, they're all SEC schools. Tennessee, followed by Alabama, then A&M, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Texas. What's crazy is they mentioned in here that Tennessee's recruiting budget is $5.3 million for 2024. They said that's $5.2 million more than the lowest school on the list, which was Missouri State. $100,000 was all they had.
Come in for a visit to Mizzou State, you get a cheese sandwich.
Maybe
they got a tent they pitched for you out back.
Vouchers to Crystal.
Yeah.
You're all set. But, again, like you said, Russ, do not confuse this with the NIL monies and everything else that changes hands, rev share, all of that. But, again, it's just another affirmation that Tennessee's spending money.
Yeah. I mean, I got a bunch of thoughts on this. So, like, one, I guess it's cool to be number one. It's like, yeah, we're investing in it. I guess the other thing is Alabama number 2, A&M number 3, Georgia number 4. I don't see, where's Ohio State on this list?
Ohio State is not in the top 20.
Surely that's they haven't gotten those numbers or something. Ohio State is spending more than South Florida on recruiting, right?
Yeah.
They're spending more than Ole Miss. That's got to be an oversight that they're.
Yeah, they've got number 13 and 14. Those are Big Ten brethren, Nebraska and Minnesota. So.
Also, Notre Dame, Michigan, Miami, not on this list. So I feel like they're probably I wouldn't be surprised if we're still spending more than those schools. We've always spent a ton on recruiting. But I guess my point was going to be, Bob, if we're number one, I feel like we probably ought to be getting a little bit more return on that. I don't think we're doing terribly in recruiting, but it's like if we're spending as much as Alabama and Georgia more, then we ought to be recruiting like them.
Here's what's crazy. Tennessee in 2022, the season we always point to, they spent $2.9 million.
So
recruiting.
We've almost doubled our budget since then.
Yeah.
And things are more expensive. I mean, look at, Penn State, who's been recruiting spectacularly under James Franklin, is number 8 on this list at $2.8 million. So we're basically spending twice as much as they are.
Yeah. Also, some of the schools you mentioned, not Ohio State, by the way, but Miami, Notre Dame. We didn't mention USC, but they fall
private schools.
Private schools, yeah.
So they might not be promoting or reporting those numbers. So, yeah, I mean, it's good that we're spending the money. We're serious about it. We're sparing no expense. But I think a lot of people are like, man, maybe a few less pizzas on these visits and just take $1 million off this. I mean, like 4.1 doesn't seem to be slowing down Texas A&M any at number 3 on this list. Just funnel some of that money back towards NIL and let's start buying some players, and as opposed to just trying to wow them with the nice hotel and putting up downtown and here's a cookie bouquet and we're going to take you out on the Star of Knoxville. Whatever they do, like just pay them. Just drop off the bag and pay them and start buying these kids.
I'm just looking. They roll through the top 60. Oh, wow. They keep going. But Ohio State, you were wondering about. Ohio State and Michigan are both 24 and 25.
No way.
In the rankings.
No way.
$1.8 million for each of them.
No, this has to be one of those things where it's, and they've said this for years about athletic department budgets. Who knows how much a team is really spending, how much profit is really in there between what they're receiving and what they're spending and all that stuff. And you can cook those books any number of different. I'm not an accounting expert, won't pretend to be, but there's no way that, like I said, South Florida, Georgia Tech, Minnesota, there's no way these teams are spending more than Ohio State and Michigan.
We do have an SEC team with a budget of less than $1 million. Want to guess who that is?
Kentucky.
Vandy
doesn't release their numbers.
Mizzou?
Nope.
Really?
Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
990,000. Kentucky was close though, Walker, at $1.2 million. Mm-hmm. Missouri, $1.5 million. Auburn, they have a higher recruiting budget than Auburn does. Missouri does. Auburn's at 1.49.
I mean, if Stoops, if he just thought basketball was getting more up there.
How important is spending money like this?
I don't
outside of NIL and stuff. I mean, is there a point of diminishing returns? I mean, again, it doesn't feel like we're number one on this list, and we are certainly not recruiting better than any other school in. You have to go down to number 9, Washington, to find a school that Tennessee is recruiting better than.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
There's got to be some waste in there.
No, I think it goes back to what you say. It's like, are you spending the money on the right things? It's like, how much of this stuff is swag? You know, we see all these videos that they do, you know, where they put them in the uniforms and they do all this other stuff. That costs money. And I mean, the kids like that stuff apparently, but it's also like, yeah, maybe juice the NIL a little more or something, because that's really what matters.
Hey, son, what do you want? You want to go down to the photo shoot and wear our smoky grays, or do you want to come over here to Citizens National Bank and make a little withdrawal with me?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, a shark. You want to take a picture with a shark?
No, and I think when it comes to trying to not spend that much money, Ohio State doesn't have to do that because they have.
No, that's true.
They have the brand name. They're Ohio State. Why do you? They don't need to spend $101.5 million on
kids
recruiting.
Up at the Columbus Days Inn?
No, but they don't need
bringing Little Caesars by.
No, but they only need like $1.5 million in recruiting can get you a long way already. They don't need to be spending $4 million on all of it because they're just giving it to them in NIL.
I don't think anybody, none of these big brands. I mean, so that's the thing. It's not like Ohio State's that much bigger of a brand than some of the other major college football brands. I think you're going to see that number go down a lot, and they aren't going to have to do all the bells and whistles, all the goofy stuff that they have in the past. Bring them in, put them up in a nice hotel, and then just call them into the boardroom and have the meeting.
You raised an interesting point, Bob, about the whole. It's the photo shoots and everything that costs money, because I just get back to I wonder if schools report this differently, where maybe Ohio State, maybe that's just part of their football budget. Hey, we're coming over here and it's in the facility, and we don't file that under a recruiting expense. There's got to be some smoke and mirrors here, because I just can't imagine that, we're spending 5 times more than Ohio State.
No, that's excuse me, that's a good point. It could be categorized as, marketing. And keep in mind that Tennessee, given what happened just a couple of years ago, they might be of the mind now. It's like, from an austerity standpoint, we are going to report everything we do that's linked to recruiting, right? Just given all the, the past transgressions.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. That might be some of the rationale.
So you're saying this number, the 5.3 million that On3 is reporting, might not take into account the McDonald's bags full of cash?
No, I think not. I'm just saying, as a result of that and the penalties that could have followed, wasn't as bad as we thought it could be. Maybe Tennessee's MO now is we report everything as recruiting. We don't cut any corners. We don't fudge anything, because you're right. I think some of these schools may be doing that, and not necessarily illegally, but again, we just don't want any white lights on us at all at this point.
We just list all the things we know they're doing, the photo shoots, the food spreads, and all that stuff. I'm sure there are some things that we're not even aware of that are just. Or The Athletic did a big expose about this a year or two ago about just how they roll out the red carpets for these kids. They're like, Texas was the one that, like, the kids are walking in and there's like 20 Lambos lined up as they walk into the facility, and then they've got a Four Seasons in downtown Austin that they're putting these kids in and feeding them 10 times a day and all this stuff.
Yeah. GBMFO on the live chat said maybe hostesses have raised their rates.
It's not a nice thing to say. Those are somebody's daughters out there.
Well, I'm just thinking of them.
Do we still have the hostesses with the mostesses?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's,
Where have you gone, Lacey Earps?
I wonder if they do. That's kind of frowned upon, wasn't it?
Bryce Brown looked so happy when those 2 young girls came to see him play high school football in Kansas. all those years ago.
I didn't know that one.
I mean, Rick Rogers has been pretty vocal about what his recruiting weekend was like. So,
what did he say?
Or no. God, I'm getting my knuckleheads from Brian Williams from the basketball team.
What did we get him?
2 chubby girls, apparently.
Okay.
That's what he put on Twitter.
Where do you get those?
I don't know.
I don't mean that as a sexist comment.
I don't think it's being sexist, man. That's a direct quote. Sort of.
Bruce Pearl have like a supply of chubby girls?
I guess.
Imagine how much better we would have been if he'd been getting fine girls instead of the chubbies.
That's not what he wanted.
That's what Brian wanted? The chubby?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they took orders.
I mean, I would have asked for
it's like a menu or something. I mean, so many questions. Tony Vitello coming up next. Segways are my specialty. Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, online at fanrunradio.com, and on your free Fan Run app. A variety of ways for you to experience the program. If you miss anything, be sure to go back and relive all the glory on the podcast, which is presented by our friends over at Broadway Carpets. If you're looking to remodel your home this year, you're moving somewhere new, check out Broadway's wide selection of flooring and tile. You'd head to either of their 2 locations, downtown on Broadway or in West Knoxville on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi. All right, we got to get serious. We got the head baseball coach of the University of Tennessee coming on, boys.
I got one more thing before we hit a break real quick. And this is kind of serious. It bums me out. I was so excited that EA Sports was going to be doing a version of college basketball, like college football. And
yeah.
They are withdrawing their intent to do it.
I saw that.
It's an outrage.
I never played the college basketball games.
The only basketball video game I ever played was the NBA Street Volume 2.
NBA Jam.
You didn't even play NBA Jam?
NBA
he's
Street.
on fire.
Oh, what a game.
Can't buy a bucket.
Back in the Stern days when I was like kind of living in New York, that was a nighttime ritual. A couple
NBA
of the bars,
Jam?
NBA Jam. Yeah, a couple of my guys. And, we just play.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, play for a couple hours.
That was a middle of composition class ritual for me. It was
They still
NBA
make that.
Jam.
It's like NBA Playground now.
Yep.
My kid has it, and he just roasts me.
Dude, I played. I downloaded because it was on the EA store or something online. I downloaded GoldenEye. You remember how great GoldenEye was?
I was playing it I played it last night with my kid on the N64. We got it set up in his room.
I'd forgotten. Like
I'm a
compared to the
psychopath
games now
on that game. I just
it's so dated looking now. The graphics
I still love
and
it.
Stuff.
It's dated, but I love it.
You talking GoldenEye or Golden Tee?
GoldenEye.
Oh, okay.
James Bond.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Golden Tee's kind of
that's Barnes's game.
Oh, there's still.
Is it really? There's a bunch of guys who are into that.
I just saw it at a local establishment. 2 guys were going at it. I mean, because you hear that loud noise when they're banging the roller,
Yeah.
They were going after it.
All right, we got to get after it with Tony V, the head baseball coach of the University of Tennessee Volunteers, set to join us when we continue next, right here on The Drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling, We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Are you tired of trying to squeeze your dental appointments in on your lunch break or before you go to work? Here at Knoxville Smiles, we're all about making going to the dentist easier. That's why we're now open until 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. To take advantage of our new evening hours, make your appointment now at knoxvillesmiles.com or just call us at 865-539-1776. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Good afternoon. Traffic on the increase. Even more Alcoa Highway in certain sections that are going outbound back towards the Blount County area. We've got a couple of wrecks still out here in the clearing stages. Heavy traffic trying to get through our city on 40 East and West out here in West Knoxville over the top of West Hills as it continues to build north on 75 pushing up through Anderson throughout Campbell County. If your check engine light comes on, don't panic. Google search Knuckle Busters Amco Knoxville. Amco serving East Tennessee since 1962. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This rarely happens. Usually we only have to call him twice. I think Bears called him like 5 times back there. Oh, we got him.
I figured that Dockin music was kind of like the bat signal for
Dockin?
Tony.
That's Danzig.
Or Danzig. What do you? I was thinking of Dockin.
That's his walk-up. All right, we got Coach Vitello right now. Tony, Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, Bear, how you doing?
Doing well. Just finished up our day with the guys and managed to get some work done despite the weather.
Excellent.
Good thing this weather is getting out of here before Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do on a rainy day like this?
Well, the football indoor is always available to us. Coach Heupel's super low key. He's not a guy that's on a power trip. I know when I was at Arkansas and Coach Petrino was there, it was like you couldn't even look at the football facilities or walk through or say hi to anybody. And the basketball coaches and the football coaches really kind of set the tone for what the athletic department is like. And I've said it before, like it's not a fake thing that you guys get to say on air or it pops up on TV or broadcast. Like the coaches all truly get along, but it's got to start with men's and women's basketball and football, the highest profile sports on campus. And when they act the way they do and they're as generous as they are, then it kind of circulates amongst all the coaches. So football indoor, and then we're blessed with our own indoor too with cages in it.
So suffice it to say, Coach Petrino never invited you on one of his motorcycle rides?
No, we could go all kinds of ways with that right there. But yeah, I actually got there the year after he left and heard lots of stories. But the main thing I took from it was, again, and I've been around both kinds. a football coach is, and it matters. And Coach Heupel is kind of like our players. We want them to be gentlemen when they're and relaxed and low key good dudes when they're not competing. And when you're competing, it's the competitive field is no spot to make friends.
Hey, Tony, before we get into some baseball stuff about your team and everything, I got a little bit of a bone to pick with you. I hope you'll indulge me here. We had you on.
Sure.
We had you on at the beginning of the season. I asked you at the major league season, like 7 games in, my Braves lost like the first 7 or 8. I said, "What's wrong?" You said, "They'll be all right. Don't worry about it. They're not all right. Things are not fine, Tony. It was terrible."
They are not all right.
No.
And but they're doing better than our boys with the Rockies. Maybe Seth Halverson being hurt in the Rockies bullpen is taken away, but it's good that our 3 young guys are getting to play with them. But the Rockies, and I don't know how the Braves will handle things. I just talked to a buddy who's a coach in the big leagues, and I think this is about to be the most volatile off season in MLB as far as what some organizations are going to do to make changes.
Oh, wow.
Maybe the Braves are in that group.
Yeah, man, heads need to roll. This is not okay. Tony Vitello with us here this afternoon on the show. Speaking of the big leagues, how cool is it to see Drew Gilbert finally make the show? I feel like you've had so many great players, but like he, more so than any other player, really seems to embody what the Tony Vitello era of Tennessee baseball has been all about.
Yeah, no, he did, and I think it's been more his era than mine or one of the coaches, because the impact he made on our program in the hallways, the dugout, the locker room, it's really hard to put into words. I mean, I got to visit with him and Jordan Beck in the same night, and you just look at the profile of Jordan and his swing and everything. It'd be kind of easy to say which one is easier on the eyes to watch play. But they both have such great intangibles off the field. And with Drew, it's hard to see unless you're around him every day how he can impact the culture of a team or a program or now the organization he's in. And I know the organization Buster Posey's looking for is one of intensity. And it's why Gavin Keelan was their selection, and it's why they went out of their way to trade for Drew. So I wish I could watch all these guys play in a big league uniform, but as soon as he got called up, I was on a mission to make sure, at the very least, I saw him in uni.
Hey, Coach, this is Bob, and it's my first time saying hello to you. I just want to say thanks for making baseball so much of a thing here. We waited a long time for it, so thank you for that. Talking about the team, though, going into the fall, I just saw something that made me wonder, given how much we have new pitching coming into the program through the portal. I saw where Van Horn at Arkansas mentioned that he's planning to not pitch Gabe Gackle this fall, namely for rest purposes. So I was just curious your approach to that going into the fall. You have so many new guys. Obviously, Gackle's a stud and has been part of the Arkansas program, so they know what they've got there.
Right.
Would you approach it differently?
I think it's circumstantial. When you make it to Omaha, it's weird how much of a difference an extra week or two makes, not just on your guys' arms, being the pitchers, but just your bodies and your mind and your time and how far you get behind schedule. So I think it's worth conversating about each kid on your staff to maybe do that. And with him in particular, I think it's the calm before the storm. I think probably what he's telling you is they're going to ride that dude pretty good come springtime, in particular if he's a bullpen arm for them. He's one of those guys that's good enough to do either and be electric at both. Unfortunately, kids and parents don't understand the value of a bullpen these days. They think everybody should be a starter. But for a guy like that that's that experienced, and again, you kind of see what's coming in the spring where you're going to almost wear the guy out. It might be time to give that guy a rest. So, and I appreciate what you said about baseball too. I think the one thing that makes that happen is the people in Knoxville. And it's also a big reason why the Smokies were brought to downtown Knoxville. Is this could be a baseball hotbed in a lot of different ways. You got the Cal Ripken complex too nearby. So it's fun to see this thing grow.
Tony Vitello with us this afternoon here on The Drive. Coach, in regards to your team, one of the things I'm most curious about is just how this new scholarship situation is working out, because we hear, the 34 number, and you've got 34 full scholarships to work with. That's a huge change. But then I hear that maybe there's some ways around that, and maybe you can add a guy or two or three or more. And then, like, I think you guys had like 40 plus players committed or something. How are you managing that number issue as we get closer to fall baseball?
Right. So most of the teams in the SEC right now are hovering around 40 guys. We're right at 40 healthy bodies. We unfortunately had a few guys have to have Tommy John surgery during their high school career. So there's 2 of them here. And again, so there's 40 healthy bodies that are in the locker room, and everybody knows 34 is going to be the new rule. But these DSAs or grandfather clause that was put in for some guys has allowed for everyone to have an expanded roster for a couple more years. And it actually won't be till 2030 until there are no longer any DSAs that exist. So I think the biggest thing you already saw it was this summer. I know somebody tweeted it out, or some people paid attention to. We had a lot of portal guys, and we've got a pretty good history of not telling guys to leave. We do let guys know where they stand. And then I don't mind saying, and we don't need to knock on wood or anything, the kids like it here too. We haven't had guys that wanted to leave. We now, the last 3 years, if you're looking to be a baseball statistician, one time the last 3 years, we've had one player leave that we really wanted to retain, but they were a guy that wanted to be guaranteed they were going to be a starter. And I don't have that in my repertoire, and I don't think any of the other coaches do too. I'm all for guys wanting to start and then therefore earning it. But, this summer was a lot higher number because not only did we need to shrink the roster, but now the recruited walk-on or the guy who's on the small scholarship that you think might turn into a big-time player, these are basketball scholarships. So these guys need to be guys who can contribute right away for us, regardless of what age they are.
We were talking when the season kind of wound down about how much of a revelation Brandon Arvidsson became. And I mean, I'm sure you saw that a long time ago before the fans did, but we really started to feel it. And we kept saying, man, if there's any way that kid could come back, that just feels like changes the complexion of things. Meanwhile, you guys continue to bring in some really great talent through the portal too. But where do you see, again, I know it's early too, but where does BA stack up? Is he like is he become kind of moved to the front of the line as far as the rotation goes?
Yeah, I think he has. I think we're in a total different spot with him where we now know what he wants to do, how to coach him, what his strengths and weaknesses are. And it's kind of a thing where we're picking up where we left off. And, Tanner Franklin would have been in the same boat. I mean, Tanner was, not a fastball exclusive guy, but mainly just fastballs he was using until very late in the year. So if we could have had one more year with Tanner, it's not like you hand the guy off a starting spot. We just said that, but he's in a phenomenal pole position. Speaking of Brandon Arvidsson, phenomenal pole position to be a starter for us. That's just what it is. He's one of the oldest guys on a very young roster. And then also he finished last year showing that he can go multiple innings and make good hitters, take bad swings. And I also think he's got a sense or air of maturity about him that wasn't there this time last year.
Coach, you talk about the pitchers there a little bit. Who stood out so far? And I don't know what the practice is, like how much you can watch and work with the guys, but have you seen anything, guys with the bat or in the field, that are kind of standing out as potential breakout guys or leaders next season?
Yeah, well, I think it's been interesting that Henry Ford is kind of the guy that comes in with the most fanfare, but you almost don't notice him at practice, if that makes sense. And it's a compliment I'm giving him that he's got kind of an under the radar personality. But when it comes time to a team meeting or a group meeting and, hey, does anyone have any questions or anything to add? He's quick to chime in with pretty good intel. And part of that is he's a good player. Another is he's got a lot of experience. So it's been refreshing to see that combination of lack of ego, but leadership from Henry. And then he, if you check the record books, he's got a massive skill set too that he brings to the table. And then on the mound, there's several guys that are new. I just really like these two lefties that we were able to get. We almost kind of swapped out two lefties for two lefties. And, Mark Hendy and then also Evan Blanco are two guys that came over from the ACC. And they both look like they can help us on the mound, because by now we have seen about 4 bullpens out of most of our guys. But they've just got a really good air about them with that personality leadership category that we're talking about with Henry.
Outstanding. Getting fired up for baseball with Tony Vitello this afternoon. Coach, it's football season, of course. We got a big one. You mentioned the rain. Hopefully we can get it out of here for Saturday. How do you plan on using the home football games for recruiting?
Well, this one is the first opportunity. I mean, kids could take a visit on September 1st. So we had a very, very high priority recruit come on Labor Day. That was how we spent our holiday. But this is the first weekend of bringing guys in for these visits to see 105,000 people going nuts and, everything that goes on over the weekend. So you kind of make it your first choice, your plan A guys. Now, we all know what's coming for the football team the next weekend, and for our recruiting is Georgia. So that's going to be a massive weekend for us too. It'll be quantity, definitely more quantity and the same type of quality next weekend against Georgia. But for this weekend, it's guys that we wanted to make a priority to visit as soon as possible. And, hopefully that shows you there's some good ones. And the cool thing about University of Tennessee or our football program, regardless of that opponent's name this Saturday, it's going to be electric around here.
So for that Georgia game, when you're down, because you get pretty wound up at those games, and that's what we love about you, Coach. The fan in you really comes out. Like, if you've got a big time recruit, do you have to kind of check yourself? It's like, all right, I can't be acting a fool in front of this guy. His mom is here. I've got to hold it together and act like a professional. I mean, we're playing the Bulldogs. It's going to be a top 10 matchup, the fate of the world hanging in the balance. How do you maintain your composure?
It's a challenge. I can tell you that. That's where you rely on your assistants. It's why you hire people that are smarter than you. It's a conversation that's happened often, and definitely got to keep myself in check. My fantasy is one day we win enough games where I can just 1,000% be myself on a football Saturday, even if we've got a bunch of kids looking around.
So you're saying you've been dialing it back a little bit? Yes,
some
people would be surprised.
I have, and it's often because there's people in my ear on the same coaching staff. These guys put probably more time into this recruiting stuff than I do, so we all want to see it through. It's interesting how the head coach, I've been on both ends of it, the head coach for football or any sport always gets all kinds of credit for great recruiting, and the head coach does need to be involved, but it's usually those assistants that are grinding late hours, are doing abnormal things to get a kid's attention. And these guys have worked their butts off here. And I really feel like we are now in a position with our stadium and some success and where football's at. We've got as good of a recruiting environment as we've ever had to work with here. So hopefully we can capitalize on that.
How are those stadium renovations going? Things on track to open up? Yeah, we've only been asking you this 5 years now.
I know. Well, it doesn't look like the Star Wars ship. I forget the Death Star you guys called it, because the skeleton is complete. And I was actually in Birmingham for the head coaches meetings the last 2 days, and just coming back this afternoon, there's already 2 or 3 new things down the right field line that were not here before. So the whole skeleton or structure is pretty much done. Now it's about filling it in. And I'm referring to the things that face internally that our players would see on the field. The stuff that you would see if you drove around the stadium or walked on the outside of the stadium, that's not going to be done for probably another 10 months. There's a lot of work to do out there. But the fan experience inside the ballpark and what our players see every day, it's going fast. The complete structure is there, so you can see how these suites are going to go up really high and go around from third base to first base. And I got to tell you, it makes an impact on everybody that walks onto the field or walks through this facility. It's been fun to see reactions.
Bear, I believe what Coach was trying to say is, to quote the Emperor, the Death Star is quite operational.
Yeah, that's exactly what he meant.
I'm more of a Spaceballs guy, but, let's not split hairs.
Hey, I heard Mel Brooks is working on a Spaceballs sequel. I mean, he's like 100 years old, but I hear that's in the works.
Yeah, I did hear that as well. I'm kind of the vein of like Wedding Crashers, Spaceballs, Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. People will get mad at me for that one, but let's let the legendary stuff kind of stay where it is. Caddyshack. We did not need a Caddyshack 2.
Did you see Happy Gilmore 2?
I did, and that was interesting. It was entertaining. I mean, space out, watch some silly stuff, but it seemed to kind of just be all of. Yeah, it was all about the cameos, but it was good. It was good fun.
We enjoyed it. It was what made it for me, Coach. That they would act
the cameos.
Yeah, the golfers, the pro guys, that they would agree to be that silly on camera. What was it? Zalatoris especially.
The first time we advanced to Omaha at Arkansas, we get done having our little team meeting in right field, and everyone's hooting and hollering. My family's waiting for me in front of the dugout, so I run over to them, quick hug to everybody, like this. Do the niece, and then my mom, and then my dad. And then there's this other guy that I hug, and he smells like beer. I mean, like a beer can. And I was like, I'm not related to this guy. Who is this guy? Well, it's John Daly. Yeah, he's, from Arkansas and all that good stuff. So they let him come down on the field. And the first time I met him, I didn't even know I was hugging him at first. And then I kind of put 2 and 2 together as I took a step back. But he had as much on his shirt as he had in his belly.
Be sure to feed John Daly. All right, Coach.
Exactly.
We appreciate it. It's 6 o'clock. I believe we've gone past our allotted time. The general manager.
And that was my fault. Sorry.
No, they want us out of here.
I hear you. Well, I was late getting on. We were finishing up a team meeting, but I'm glad I'm back in the mix with you guys. Let's chat again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay. See you guys.
Tony Vitello on the program. Yeah, they let us go all the way up to 6. OT Bill is chomping at the bit. He wants us out of here. We got to go.
That's fine.
We got to split. All right. Thank you, Walker. Thank you, Bear. For Bob Baskerville, I'm Russell Smith. Bear, enjoy your trip to California.
I'm going to exercise in California, Russell. I'm not going to be a girly man.
You're going to pump you up?
Down at Muscle Beach.
We'll do it again tomorrow, 3 to 6 here on Fan Run Radio.